Hey y'all, how's everyone doing? It's Friday. Hey Ebony. Hey Mallory. Hey Bridget. How's everyone doing? Who's all watching? Hey Red Eye. I know, Mallory. How's your ears? Are they good? Are you feeling better? Hey Richard. Hey y'all. I know, I hope everyone's having a good night. Oh, good, Mallory. I'm glad. Both of my kids, or no, my oldest has an ear infection and a sinus infection. And then my youngest, my son, has a sinus infection. So stuff is going around. Hey, Nikki. How are you? It's been a long day. Long day. I want to talk about, sorry, I was looking at my phone for a second, catching up on something. I want to talk about the murders in Idaho. I kept getting questions about talking about it. People wanted me to talk about it and my perspective and everything. So I figured let's talk about it because it is truly devastating and I can't, oh my gosh. I know a student that is friends or that goes to the University of Idaho. They're all scared out of their mind out there. Hi, Kara. Lots of new info. Kaylee had a stalker. The other two sleep through the attack. The other four were all asleep. Yeah, I know that the other four were all asleep. And I know that the other two roommates were there and asleep during the whole thing. And that blows my mind. That just completely blows my mind. Y'all put a 1 down in the comments if y'all know about this case. Put a 2 if you don't. I'm curious to see all who, I'm sure it's going to be lit up with 1s. Hey, Erica. I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad to see everybody here. Thank y'all for joining. Shay. Hey, Lori. Okay, so pretty much every single one of y'all know about this. Good. So I don't have to do any backstories or anything. Unless y'all want me to, but now they said there is a sliding door in the back that could have been opened if the Leo pad was unlocked. Huh. I wonder if it was the suspicious guy at the food truck is not a suspect. Yes, I did see that. Not a suspect or a person of interest. I don't either. Hey, y'all. I do not either. Shay, did you want to come up? I didn't know if you wanted to come up or not. Or if it was confirmed the intruder came in the sliding door that was unlocked. what I don't, I mean, didn't at first they say that, hey, Melissa, didn't at first they say that that there was no, like, need for fear basically for the community, and now they just don't know who it is. And a stabbing, I don't know. Do y'all think it's one person? Because how can you do that many people in such a short amount of time? No sign of forced entry. Like, that's just crazy to me. 4 people, there's no way that was one person. No way. I slept with earplugs or nature. Oh, hold on. I slept with earplugs sometimes or nature sounds with huge speakers in my head in party houses. So that bothered me. Yeah, true. Yeah, I agree. It is very sad. Are they saying it was just one person, Nikki? I don't remember hearing them say that. I don't know. I could have missed that. That picture on the fountain of the house. I know. It's very chilling. But usually, I know it sounds crazy, but usually to shut them up, they'll. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about how. I just know they were stabbed, but I don't know. I didn't see where they released how many times or where or anything. I know, Melissa, it's very scary. Mallori, do you want to come up? I know you probably don't feel good, but I know you've been following this very closely. If you want to come up, you can. Yeah, Brandy, I still sleep with I like to sleep with noise. Okay. I'll drop the link for you, Mallori. I know Shay's going to join in just a little bit. So I just got. Let me add Mallori. Hey, beautiful.
Hello.
How are you?
Hanging in there, eating a popsicle.
So DNA samples and nail clippings have been taken from the scene and sent for testing. That's good.
Mm-hmm. And I know the coroner came out and said there was no SA, so that's also good.
Yeah, that's good too. Shay.
Hello.
Yes, everyone, keep your doors locked. Hey, beautiful.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I don't know why I'm echoing.
Are you?
It went away.
Yeah, I don't hear it on here.
I heard it when you said hi, but it went away now.
Okay. Sorry. I was like, what did I do?
Do y'all don't think I know as of right now everybody in that video surveillance was like not a suspect or a person of interest. So was it confirmed if I just started looking into this case because I have been swamped with other cases, but was it confirmed that was there a break-in or no break-in? Did they just walk through the door? Do they know how they went in? I haven't seen that.
No, there's no confirm of how they went in. In the first press conference, they did say that there was no sign of forced entry.
Okay. See, I need to still look at all the press conferences. Like I said, I just started. Shay knows. I've been and dealing with 2 sick kids.
Well, you haven't missed much because they haven't put that much out there.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they've been
No
getting a
break-in.
little
No.
bit of speculation about it, about like the community was wanting them to come out sooner. And so I feel like kind of what you've seen in the news and what they've shared is pretty much it. But I mean,
I feel like if they don't feel it's necessary to come out with more, they should not come out with more.
Yeah, the only thing about that, though, is that there are people in an official capacity that are coming out and saying different things, like the coroner or the sheriff or the people at the school, and everyone's kind of saying different things in bits and pieces that like don't necessarily fit together. And I think that's making it worse that the police aren't saying anything.
yeah, I think that's what's, she's right, because what I've just seen of anyone like has covered it has been just more about they've shown the presser
Yeah.
and have shown some of the interviews and stuff that's being cited by the local news sources. I know we just saw that Court TV's had 2 specials, and then people, the camera footage of the food truck, and then people trying to map it back. And I think they released, what they believe to be a mapping from one of the news stations. So I know that news can get it wrong too. And like Mallory said, that has its downsides when we're looking at like speculating,
Mm-hmm.
but still trying to deliver, factual information.
Right.
And I think it's a negative too, the aspect that the first thing they did was come out and say there's no threat to the public.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
because that was their first thing, and they're very clearly, like, even the family is saying, like, it's like leave, it's not safe here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fact that I think that it's going to put a bad taste in anyone's mouth at this point, because if you start bad, it's going to be hard to gain that trust back.
Right. Yep.
Exactly. Did you want to watch any of the footage stuff to just kind of like refresh and chat, or how did you want to dive into it?
Right now I have the Twitch footage pulled up and whatever else. If y'all, I'm open to whatever. I didn't know what all y'all wanted to look over. I just wanted to have an open discussion of what y'all wanted to do and what you wanted to look over.
Well, the press conference isn't very long. It's always a good thing because every time I watch it, I catch something.
Okay.
So I feel like that is a good starting point, because then you could watch other things or see different clips that you had out there.
Right.
There is a lot of commentation on it. This is a very wild and shocking case to a community and campus and young people.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Megan.
So,
For anything, so.
Hey, Richard.
does the chat, can you put a 1 if you want to watch the news conference again?
Yeah.
And just kind of check it out and talk through anything, because I think that I usually try to go back to the beginning.
Plus, it's nice to know what has come out in an official capacity and what we may be talking about, that speculation or things.
I agree.
Fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Hi, Muffin Top.
Hey.
Muffin Top. Hey.
Okay, they're saying what to you, babe?
Okay.
I think
Will
it's
one of
thoughtful.
y'all Mallory, one of y'all, can y'all send it to me in the private chat, the link?
Yeah.
I'm looking for it now and I can't find it, and I don't know which one is which.
Well, I could probably share with you what you won't get in trouble. Do you want to
Okay.
share something like deets or conspiracy or something that
Yeah, we
we
can
could
do
drop
that.
their link?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. 1 second. Oh Lord.
How to do any
Okay.
of that? So
Do what?
What?
I said I don't know how to do any of that.
Oh, yeah. You're good.
All right. This is to Deets on the Streets, our friend, and I will drop their channel link as well. I always like it because usually Deets, they'll intensify the audio on their videos. So you know how sometimes pressers get like a little lagged or quiet? I can
Yes.
usually hear him better on Deets. So like I'll watch the live and then I'll wait for like Deets or another channel to come out with the audio better. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't hear that.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like before this
Hey,
last
Aaron.
week. Sorry, go ahead, Mel.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, hey, Aaron. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel like before like this last couple years, I've never seen an issue with press conferences and sound.
Right. I know.
It's like I feel like growing up, I never like watched a press conference and was like, why is that not connecting? Or why is this? I'm sure it has to do with, nowadays everyone's streaming everything, but like
Hmm.
it's just weird.
Yep, I agree.
Thank you, Richard.
I'm getting at y'all.
I watched your other video today, Mal.
Yeah. One about Brooklyn?
No, the other one.
Tiffany.
Yes.
We're gonna do a live about her next week.
Ooh, is that that was originally set for tonight, right? And then you switched it to this one?
Yes, I switched it.
Okay.
I want to go over the maps of the locations because I saw a lot of mixed reviews on my video about that. Some thought it was
Really?
unalive, some thought it was not.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I just want to go over my point of view of why I think that it's not an unalive. And then obviously we can have an open discussion about it, but I also want to pull up the maps of where everything was, like where the party was, where her house was, where the shoes were found, where she was found. Like,
I'll have to do some digging. I'm going to look on Reddit and see if there's anything on there too.
yes. And if you can find like the locations, I have a girl that's in that area, so she might get them to me.
Yeah, I saw she did the footage for you.
Yep. Jennifer. She's awesome.
Cool.
So
I look forward to that. I was watching that and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I'm excited to do that because not a lot of people cover that one. All right. Let's see. I know, Aaron. I have to do laundry every single night, y'all, or else I'll get so behind. You'll hear my laundry machine go off every night. I swear.
There's like two different types of people. The people who literally will do the laundry as soon as they take the clothes off. And then there's people who don't do the laundry until they have nothing clean to wear anymore.
Yep. Yep.
I'm somewhere right in the middle. I'll wash something if I know that I need it sooner rather than later. But if it's something where I'm like, no, I don't know when's the next time I'm going to wear that, then I'll be like, I can wait a couple days.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm going to play it.
My name is Chief James Fry with the Moscow Police Department. I'm going to be reading from my notes today because I want the information you receive to be extremely accurate. We know you have questions, and so do we. That is why we're here. I'd like to thank everyone for attending this press conference. Joining me today is the Lake County Prosecutor, Bill Thompson. University of Idaho President Scott Green, Provost and Vice President Tori Lawrence, University of Idaho Dean of
your
Students
mic?
Blaine Eccles, Latah County Sheriff Richie Skiles, Chief
Mal.
Deputy of Latah County Tim Best, Idaho State Police Colonel Kedrick Wills. The Moscow Police Department would like to extend our condolences to all family members, friends, the University of Idaho, and the Moscow community. This was a horrible crime that took the lives of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Goncalves. This horrible crime has affected all of us, the families, the University of Idaho, our community, our country, and our officers. Agencies that are involved in this task force include Latah County Sheriff's Office, the Idaho State Police, and the Federal Bureau of Investigations. As we continue our investigation, we have learned that Ethan and Xana were at a party on campus, and Madison and Kaylee were at a downtown bar. They arrived home sometime after 1:45. If anyone in our community or across our nation has any information about these times or the victims' whereabouts, please call our tip line at 208-883-7180. The facts of the case that we know right now. We know that these homicides occurred in the early morning hours of Sunday, November 13th. Around noon, Moscow officers received a call of an unconscious person. Officers discovered the bodies of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Goncalves inside the residence on King Road. The four were stabbed with a knife, but no weapon has been located at this time. There was no sign of forced entry into the residence. Investigators are continuing to collect evidence at the scene. Investigators are working to develop a timeline to relevant events. Autopsies are taking place today on all the victims so we can continue to gather evidence and solve the crime. Investigators are working to follow up on all leads and to identify a person of interest. Based on details at the scene, we believe this was an isolated, targeted attack on our victims. We do not have a suspect at this time, and that individual is still out there. We cannot say that there's no threat to the community, and as we have stated, please stay vigilant, report any suspicious activity, and be aware of your surroundings at all times. What we do know, or what we don't know, the identity and location of the suspect, the location of the knife or any clothing that was worn by the suspect. Currently, we have 25 plus investigators working this case, as well as assistance from the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Idaho State Police. We're reviewing video that has been collected, but we are asking citizens to contact us with any information you may have that will help in this investigation. Once again, we're asking anyone with a tip to call the tip line at 208-883-7180. At this time, I would like to introduce the University of Idaho President, Scott Green.
Thank you, Chief Fry. I'm Scott Green, President of the University of Idaho, and with me is Tori Lawrence. He's our Provost, and Blaine Eccles, our Dean of Students, will be available for questions after all of the statements are made. The crime, to us, this crime and the loss of these young lives is just simply beyond comprehension. While our small community is certainly not immune to such things, it's not a situation our close-knit campus is used to dealing with. First, my deepest condolences to the families. And friends of Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, and Madison. Excuse me. Their loss has been devastating, and they were bright lights in our community and are deeply missed and remain in our thoughts and our prayers. We've been working with Moscow Police since we were notified on Sunday of the crime. We've helped when asked and continually push for information whenever possible, knowing that we cannot interfere with the important work and good investigations that are occurring. We just want justice for these victims. Our focus at the university is to support our students and our employees. We are encouraging students and employees to take care of themselves as we head into Thanksgiving break. I want to take a moment to commend our faculty and staff who have been on the front lines helping our students, whether that is providing counseling to those in need of support, accommodating those who want to travel home, or engaging those who find comfort in staying busy interacting with their peers and our instructors in class. Our employees stepped up when our students needed them. While we have relied heavily on the expertise of Moscow Police, we feel confident that remaining open with flexibility to leave allows our students to decide what is best for them. The weeks ahead will continue to challenge us as this loss and the circumstances around this crime become known. We will support each other as we grieve, and we'll move through this together as a Vandal family. Thank you.
I'd like to have Colonel Kedrick Wills come to the podium, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Kedrick Wills. I serve as the director of the Idaho State Police. And as we have this discussion today, I'd like to express my appreciation for your attendance here, because it's important, vitally important, that we get the information that we have out to the public. Crime knows no boundaries, and these murders have shaken us to our very core. You heard the university president as well as the chief of police talk about this small community, and it's a very close, tight-knit community. And our hearts break for the families that lost their loved ones, the University of Idaho, the Moscow community, and even within our entire state. Be assured, the Idaho State Police is firmly in support of the work that the Moscow Police Department is doing, and we are providing every resource that we can to make sure that this comes to a conclusion, and that the person or people that this is responsible are brought to justice. It's so important that you understand that this takes a team effort. This is teamwork with the university, with this Moscow City Police Department, the Latah County Sheriff's Office, the Idaho State Police, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It takes everybody to be able to do this, and it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act of getting the community the information that they need to have with making sure that we provide a case that the Latah County Prosecutor's Office can go forward with. Governor Little, Idaho's governor, has assured me that the full weight of all the resources we have within our state are available to Chief Fry and to his team. Our crime lab is also involved with processing evidence, and our law enforcement throughout the region, state and federal agencies continue to provide resources. From the Idaho State Police's perspective, we provided detectives here from this area, as well as detectives from out of the area, state police detectives, as well as patrol resources and communication assistance as well to provide for Chief Fry and his team. Following this briefing, our communications director from the Idaho State Police, Aaron Snell, if you'd raise your hand, Aaron, he will be the contact for all press media inquiries from here on out. He'll be working closely with Chief Fry and his team. And we have additional, like I said, additional patrol and investigation resources brought to bear here as well. We want to do everything we can to make sure that this is done correctly and that the people that are responsible for this are brought to justice.
So at this time, I'm going to open it up to some questions that I'm sure you have, and we'll do the best we can to answer those for you.
Hello, Chief Ray.
Hello.
Thank you for having us. I'm Amanda Rowley with Crimetimewithmal News. You mentioned that there's an indication that it's an isolated, targeted incident, and there is an individual somewhere. Can you give us a reason as to why there's that belief there is a suspect? And can you also give a little more information on the forced entry? There's no sign of forced entry, but did it seem like any of the entries were left unlocked by any means?
I'll answer the last part there just because it's at the front end of my mind. We're not 100% sure if the door was unlocked, but there was no damage to anything, and the door was still open when we got there.
And my first question,
Yeah.
if you'd like me to read.
No, I think I haven't. In these cases, we take the totality of the things that we see, and they're very dynamic, right? And they're very big. And there's a lot of information, and we try to take that information, and some of it we can't share with you, correct? But we try to take that information. We try to make the best educated decision we can. We review that as a team with our detectives, along with our prosecutors, along with the university, and we try to make that best decision on that. So we, at that time, believe that there was no a threat, and our goal is to provide safety for this community. That's why we're bringing in the resources we're bringing. We want a close to this, and we want to do everything we can to let the people in our community know that we care. We want them to feel safe. We want them to be safe, and we're going to do everything we can to do that.
If I could add one more question. You asked for videos or anything from the community to help put together that timeline. We obtained a copy of Twitch video, and family members of the Gonsalves family were able to identify Maddie and Kaylee in those videos at a food truck ordering food. Is the police department, our investigators, aware of that video, and has it helped put together that timeline?
We are aware of that video, and it has helped. It gives us a time and space where we know that two of our victims were, and that helps us a ton, and we'll continue to follow up all leads that we can and continue to gather those.
Any indication of a party at the home that night?
This will be the last one. Okay, I understand. Not that we know of, not at the home. We know that the other let me get the names exactly right here. We know that Zaina and Ethan were at a different party on campus.
Thank you.
But that timeline will still help us if other people know about that.
Thank you.
Chief Wright, John Webb with KHQ. On September 12th, there was a vandal alert that was sent out about a potential stabbing threat on Paradise Path. Does this have any connection with what we've seen so far?
Not that we know of it, but we're following up every lead. Every piece of information we get, we are following up to ensure that nothing has gone unturned. We want to have the individual identified, who is the suspect of this eventually. So we are literally looking into every aspect of everything.
And you guys have said repeatedly that there's no threat to the public, but we don't know who the suspect is. We don't know where he's at. How is there no threat to the public at this point?
Well, that's kind of an unknown. Like I said, we took the information that we had at the time, but we do need to be aware the individual is still out there, right? We need to be vigilant. We need to watch out for our neighbors. We're a community policing community. We've said that for years, and it's a community that watches out for each other. We need to continue to do that until we can close this off and make an arrest.
Why has there been such limited information over the past couple of days? I mean, we're almost 4 days into this. Why has it been so limited?
Yeah, it's a difficult. We have a lot of information coming in, and we have tried to push out some information through press releases. But the reality is, I probably should have been standing here a day or so ago, but I'm here now. We're going to continue to be here. We're going to continue to give you the information we can. We care about this community. I care about this community. I've worked here for 27 years. I want this community to be the safest community around. So
The mayor's called it a crime of passion. Is there any indication that that's true?
we're looking into every aspect of this. I'm not going to stipulate whether it's one thing or another. We're going to continue to investigate, and through evidence, we'll get that. So
One last question, if I could, Chief. Have we looked at any boyfriends or any ex-boyfriends, any spouses as a potential suspect?
I will tell you, we are looking at everyone. Every tip we get, every lead we get, there's no one that we're not going to talk to. There's no one we're not going to interview. There's no one that we're not going to look into. And we're going to do our due diligence. We're going to make sure that nothing goes unturned, and that we do everything we can with the assistance of all the resources we have to get a final answer.
Thanks, Chief.
So there were, sorry, I'm Emma Epperly with this Book's
Hi.
Interview. Hi. So there were other roommates who lived at that residence. Were the roommates home at the time of the attack?
There was other people home at that time, but we are not just focusing just on them. We're focusing on everybody that may be coming and going from that residence.
So since they were home, was it a hostage situation?
No, it was not.
And then they didn't call it into police. So were they injured?
They were not injured. But like I said, we're still following up with everybody that could have been in that area.
And how can you say it's a targeted attack if you don't have a suspect?
Like I said, we take the totality of the situation. We try to make the best bit of information we can with everything that comes in, and then we make our decision off of that. So at this time, I'm not going to expand upon that. But like I've said, we do have a suspect out somewhere, and we are looking for that individual to solve this.
Hi, Rachel Sun, Northwest Public Broadcasting. I just want to clarify something you said earlier. Over the past couple of days, the information that we've been getting is there's not a threat to the public. And earlier I heard you say you can't be sure that there is no threat. I just want to clarify what your stance is on that at this time.
So we still believe it's a targeted attack. But the reality is there's still a person out there who committed 4 horrible, horrible crimes. So I think we got to go back to there is a threat out there still, possibly. We don't know. We don't believe it's going to be to anybody else. But we all have to be aware of our surroundings and make sure that we're watching out for each other.
Okay, and then one other follow-up. I know you said when the call came in, it was for an unconscious person, and also that was a stabbing. It seems, just from an outside perspective looking in, like that would be not the first thing a person calling in would think.
You're right. But the report that we got was that it was an unconscious individual. It wasn't until our officers arrived on scene, went in to do caregiving check on the individual who was unconscious, that we found the scene that we found.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Heather Roberts with ABC News. Just to follow up on what she asked. So the other 2 roommates were there at the time of the attack?
All the information we have from our investigation is that, yes, they were.
Okay, but they were unhurt.
That is correct.
So is there any explanation as to why it took so long then for someone to call 911? You have surviving witnesses to an incident at 3 or 4 in the morning, and the 911 call didn't come until noon?
I don't think I ever said that they were witnesses. I said they were there. So, we don't know why that call came in at noon and not in the middle of the night. Would have we loved for that to have happened? Yes, but that's not how it took place. So that's why we're investigating everything still to try to pull all the pieces together.
Were they one of the people, were they the 911 caller?
At this point in time, I'm not going to divulge who our 911 caller is, just because I want to keep the integrity of the investigation at this point. Okay.
Okay. And last question, are you able to tell whether the same weapon was used on all 4 victims?
That's why we're having the autopsies done. The autopsy will confirm that and hopefully collect some evidence for us, even from those. That's why you do the autopsies, is to try to be thorough and try to gather more. So we'll leave that would probably be something that would come out later.
Excuse me, Derek Shug, Fox News Digital. Was there anything missing in the home, or were the purses still there? Any robbery attempt, anything like that?
Nothing that we have identified. And I'm going to take about 2 more questions. All right.
Hi, I'm Tim with the Daily Evergreen. I was just wondering, were the 2 other individuals present at the home when police responded at noon?
Yes.
Chief, if you don't mind elaborating a bit more on those 2 people. Was it 2 people? What have those people shared about the circumstances of that night, what they saw or didn't see?
Well, I'm not going to go into what they shared that night. Obviously, that's part of our investigation. That's part of the information that we're trying to build our complete story with. So as far as that goes, we're not going to go any further into what they know and what they don't know.
How many were there?
We believe 2.
Chief, have you looked into the social media accounts of all the different victims? And we understand that one may have had an account linked to her Instagram account. Have you looked into those accounts? Have you seen any sort of threats made to any of the individuals?
So we are looking at all resources. We got, like I said, the Federal Bureau of Investigation helping us. We got our detectives, our forensic detectives looking into that. We're trying to pull this whole picture. We're looking at everything that we can look at, social media, etc. So to answer your question, yes, we are.
Were the victims all found in one part of the house?
I'm not going to divulge that either. That's part of our investigation. And at this time, I'm going to go ahead and close this off. But if you have any questions for the university, we'll open that up at this point in time.
Who has not had a chance to ask a question? Yes, over here. Yes.
Oh, thanks. Actually, I had a question for the chief, so I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll pass it.
Okay. What is the university doing to make their students feel safe?
Yeah, great question. At this time, I think I'll turn this over to Blaine, who's been dealing directly with our students and dealing with those that truly still feel unsafe despite some of the assurances and things that we're doing. Blaine?
A question of safety is on everyone's mind right now. We have increased campus safety patrols. Our executive director of campus safety and security, Jake Nichols, is out in the hallway actually here, and so I'm sure he'd be able to answer some of those questions. We have a campus safety escort where students can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to arrange for a security escort to be escorted across campus during the day or night. It doesn't matter at any point in time. We're also providing resources to students to help them navigate through this from an emotional standpoint. We've had drop-in counseling that has been utilized both in our counseling center as well as the student union building. And we're also supporting students, like President Green indicated, that if they want to leave and go home now, they absolutely can. We're going to support them in doing so. Many students have questions about their academics and whatnot, but this is a very dynamic, fluid situation, and we want to make sure we're supporting students and their families to get through this the way that they need to.
Yeah, absolutely. Washington State University is about 8 miles that way. What would you suggest that Wazoo does to make their students feel safe if they're unsafe?
Communication and encouraging students to reach out and use resources. That's a fantastic campus. I talked to their dean of students office yesterday, and they are mobilizing their support resources. All campuses have supports in place. Students just need to make sure they're leaning in and reaching out to it. And many times students don't, but we encourage that, absolutely.
Hi, this is Hadia Thark with the Argonaut. This may be a question for Scott Green or Blaine Eccles. So with the decision to cancel classes on Monday, while I understand the university is trying to remain flexible for students, why has class not been canceled for the remainder of the week?
Well, because a number of our students still want to go to class. They gain comfort in being around their other students. They gain comfort from interacting and staying busy with their faculty and attending classes, labs. Some are working on their semester projects. So we've heard from them. At the same time, we want to provide the ability for any student who did not feel comfortable staying around, who did not want, who was unable to process that way, that they had that opportunity to go, and we've been helping them as well. All these absences are excused. We've asked our faculty to work with those students who chose to go, so we felt this was the best way, to respond, to give as much flexibility as we could to our students and our faculty. And frankly, I think they've done a very, very good job.
Is the university working with the parents or the families of the victims? Are you in touch with them?
They are. I'll turn that back over to Blaine. I know we both have been in contact with the families, but he's been very close to it. And so, Blaine, you want to take that question?
absolutely, you know, one of the hardest jobs I have is talking to parents of it's the absolute worst part of my job. And so I've reached out, made contact with all the families. We've offered our support, and we're going to stay in constant contact with them. I communicated with them almost every day. We usually give a little space and time before we reach out, just for the sheer shock of absorbing the loss of a child and what that looks like. But we're going to stay in support of them moving forward for the weeks and months to come, and in whatever capacity they need.
We've talked to a few of them, and they've expressed some frustration with the lack of communication from investigators and from the officials involved on that side of it. Has the university heard that from them? How are you working with them to help kind of close that communication gap?
Sure. I do know that Captain Barrett from the Moscow Police Department is also in constant contact with them. He reaches out to them on a regular basis. From that standpoint, I think it's safe to say everyone, the families most of all, want information, and they want justice. And I can't do anything but honor what their needs are and what they are. Whenever I hear a concern from the family members about what's going on, I'll definitely make sure I communicate that to the Moscow Police Department. They're very busy. They're working, the men and women of this department are working really hard on their behalf and on our community's behalf. But if I can be a conduit to share information, we're absolutely going to do that.
Has there been any update on the candlelight vigil that is postponed until after the break?
I believe it's November 30th.
November
At what time?
We're looking at 5 or 5:30. We're trying to finalize. Well,
Yeah.
There was a candlelight vigil that was originally scheduled tonight, but because of the volume of students who have left, we want to make sure we're creating a space where they can participate. We don't want someone driving back during this time to do that. So we've rescheduled to November 30th. We haven't finalized the time. We will definitely be sharing that out to our students in our community and the larger community. We're just finalizing some details. We're going to communicate that with the families as well. It'll be on campus. We haven't figured out the location yet because we're going to be monitoring what the weather looks like. We anticipate a large amount of individuals. That being said, we also have 2 communities that are just providing beautiful support. There's a candlelight vigil in Boise tonight in honor of our lost students. And there's also a candlelight vigil tonight in Coeur d'Alene. And I say nothing but thank you and for the love and support from those communities that are supporting us. And we've seen that support come across the country and around the world for the University of Idaho and these families. And so it's a beautiful thing.
President Green, can you talk a little bit about the vandal alert that involved the knife and how the university handled it and what you found in that case?
Yeah, so basically we were just responding to the information that we had from the Moscow Police Department at that time. We have an incident response team. We gathered Sunday as we were notified by the Moscow Police Department that there had been a crime committed. At the time, we weren't sure if they were students or not, and we wanted to provide help to the Moscow Police Department, and we think we were able to do that successfully to help them, identify those students and contact their relatives. So, beyond that, it was just trying to understand what the assessment was of the risk to the campus, and we relied on our subject matter experts, as you've heard. They know more than any of us about this, and then based on that, we started making decisions about how to move forward this week.
Yeah, and so what were those decisions around that initial alert? What was the conclusion you had at that point about the level of risk?
Well, of course, your first, on the first vandal alert, it was high risk. We had really no information, and we asked our students to shelter in place, and until we got the all clear, from, well, it wasn't all clear, but a reduced risk where we could where students could start to move around more freely. We had people sheltering in places like the library, and the Pittman Center and places around campus. And we didn't want to keep them there all night if we didn't have to. And so as soon as Moscow Police Department determined that it was safe for them to begin moving around but be vigilant, we sent the other vandal alerts.
Yeah, you might apologize. I was referring to the earlier vandal alert involving the threatening with the knife that had happened in September.
Yeah, you want to respond to that? Thank you, Blaine.
So that vandal alert, we had a group of students walking back to Greek Row from a location off campus. They encountered an individual who was not affiliated with the university. They got into, from my understanding, a verbal altercation, and he ended up flashing a knife at them. It was not a stabbing. It was not a stabbing attack. It was a threat to the best that we know. We sent out a vandal alert warning the individuals of our campus community at that time. I don't have the specific date, but it's out there from that aspect of it. And it's my understanding that individual then later turned himself into law enforcement, and they've addressed what that happens.
So it's not connected in any way to this homicide?
That's a question for law enforcement.
You know who he is?
I know about the incident. I don't know the individual because he's not affiliated with the university. So my understanding, he turned himself into law enforcement. So I can't answer the question of whether he's connected with this or not.
So we want to thank you again for coming. That's going to be all the questions we take at this time. We appreciate you coming and spending time with us, and we will continue to put out information as we have time. And we want to reassure the community that the Moscow Police Department and everybody working on this will do everything we can. We love this community. We've a lot of us have went to the University of Idaho, and we are vandals, and we will do everything we can to solve this. Thank you.
Drives me nuts.
I know. Y'all go check out Deetz's channel. She is awesome. She does great work.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
Yeah. So, Tyler, did you get my message on Discord?
I got your message for Tyler on Discord.
I did too.
Tyler, what's going on?
So Mal, what do you think about that? Do you have any questions?
So, in my opinion, I think, now y'all correct me if y'all think wrong, or if y'all feel wrong, but I think they're on it. Or am I just being too hopeful? But I think I don't know. I think they feel like I feel like they're gonna do a good job.
I think they're on it. They just dropped the ball with.
Yes. Sorry. Keep going.
No, that was the end of my sentence.
Oh.
And then
I love you.
I think
Then
they did. I think they just dropped the ball with everything that they should have said. I think there were things that they said that they shouldn't have said or said differently.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's due to the fact that they're not in control of the situation.
Right.
And then.
What?
It's a comedy thing where they're like, and then, and then,
Oh, yeah.
and then.
Yeah.
My husband's not saying
Is
it.
Kyla still in here? I don't know if she's still in here.
I was about to ask, I wonder who all's listening, but not in live chat.
Yeah. If y'all are listening but not in live chat, put at least where you're from. I'm very curious.
Minnesota.
I know a lot of people like to listen but don't necessarily like to comment and interact, and I completely get that. But I'm very curious of where y'all are all from. Side note.
Same.
Just curious.
That you're curious about now?
What?
That?
What, Mallori?
You cut out, babe.
It's my phone. Could be my voice. Could be my ears. I don't know. But I said, is there anything that you have questions about, Mal, that like us having a little bit more information than you after hearing the press conference that you have questions about?
I'm curious why. I knew Erica was from California. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. A lot of people from Texas here.
Ooh, Australia. I have a friend.
Represent.
Australia. I want to visit. What time is it in Australia right now?
Tomorrow morning there.
Guys, I think my allergy medicine kicked in and I'm loopy because I was about to sing the Land Down Under song.
New Mexico is NM. New Mexico. New Mexico. Nina.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just a natural reaction, Shay.
I know. Oh, look, there's Tyla.
Jersey. Georgia. I'm from Georgia. I live in Georgia. Not the country. I live in the country.
No, there's a country.
No. She's meaning not the country, Georgia.
Not. Oh, I get you. So
Blondie.
the state, Georgia, like me, right? Canada. Nina, yes. Okay, that's so cool. What time is it there? 3 p.m. on a Saturday. What's today? Today's Friday. Oh, dang. Y'all, I didn't realize they were that ahead of us.
Yeah, I have a friend that lives in the southern part in Adelaide in Australia, and this is usually about the time that she would call me if we were going to talk. Is she would call me around 9 o'clock our time, and it's usually in the morning there.
That is so insane to me that we can be that far apart. I don't know why. That's so crazy to me, but I probably
you can drop a wrench to Tyla. She's there now.
Oh, okay. Tyler, I'm dropping a wrench to you, by the way.
I was going to say something I saw somebody say. Oh, well, never mind. I'm past it. I was
So
gonna ask our Australian friend house tomorrow for us, you know.
yes, yes.
I'm silly. Shut my mouth.
Can you, Dusty said, can you tell us the winning lottery numbers? I don't think it works like that.
I don't think they play the lottery.
Right. So I'm confused on how now I get the roommates probably slept late and that's why they didn't find them till late.
Mm-hmm.
And
the roommates were not the ones that found them potentially, though.
Oh, who found them?
They haven't stated that yet.
Yeah, they wouldn't
Well,
say.
Oh,
the
yeah,
room-
that's right. They said they didn't want to. Yeah.
The roommates, they did state late. I don't know if they said it. I was kind of blanking out, but the roommates were not the ones that called 911 supposedly, and that they were supposedly woken up when the police came because someone else called the police, and that's the whole mishap between it. Yeah, that's what I said. Or Blue Petunias, that's what I thought too. Is I heard
And the front door was wide open.
that a friend of the roommates came over for like a planned meetup at noon, and like got there and saw everything and called, and then the two girls that were unharmed were just still asleep from the night before at noon.
Mm.
And were woken up by everything going on.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But that's not confirmed anywhere, but that's just what I've read everywhere. in
Right.
different places.
Do y'all want to watch? I know y'all probably watched it over and over and over, but it's up to y'all if y'all want to watch the footage again
Which one?
of them at the food truck. The girls.
Sure. Yeah, it's up
I
to
think
you.
it's interesting. I haven't seen it all the way through, so I'm very curious to see it.
Yeah, I like to watch a lot of things without like hearing commentation first.
Right.
So I can kind of come up with my own stuff.
Right.
Because to be honest with y'all, like when I came out from the dead of being sick, this had just kind of happened, or it happened when I was sick, and I caught the news conference preference without knowing it was even being covered at all.
Oh, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and so when I first watched the news conference, I was side eyeing the same stuff that Mallory was explaining before I started hearing similar commentary. So I just kind of like to do that because it helps me like come to my own thoughts naturally instead of being like,
Mhm.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I
That's
will
why.
say. Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead. No,
No,
go
go
ahead. I was just gonna say that's why I don't watch YouTube videos before I do my pre-records because I don't want their like opinions to affect my opinions before I have my opinions. And then I can talk with the chat about our opinions. You know what I mean?
Heard
Does that
Dusty's
make
still
sense?
in the background.
Yeah, he just chuckled. I don't know why, but zip it, sir.
Like times
Just kidding.
sentence.
Red
Yeah.
Eye Obsolete, I would like to hear you say, let's get spicy, chat.
I know. I
He just
highlighted
said
that.
it. I could just like I'm imagining him saying it, and I don't know. It just makes me smile. He's such a sweetheart.
That's funny.
I was gonna, what I was gonna say, the only thing about this particular footage is that I think the main reason a lot of people like it's good to see the girls in this,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the main reason that this footage became what it did was because of the guy in it, the being creepy, and everyone's saying like he followed them out and he did this and that's probably who did it. He's suspicious, but since then it's come out saying he's not a suspect. So that's like I think it's good to see them beforehand, and I think like watching everything is good, but I think it's just harder to know now and then watch it with the same like eye as when you would first watch it and be like, oh, that's weird.
Right.
So just keep that in mind is when you're watching this, this footage did come out as being like suspicious because of the guy in the background.
Right. But they cleared him.
Well, their exact words were, we figured out who it was,
We interviewed him
talked to him, and he's not a suspect.
as of this time.
Right.
Okay.
So,
and I think it's important that they did put as of this moment or as of this time,
Right.
like currently.
well, and I think the fact that they were able to figure out who it was so fast and speak to
That's
him
awesome.
and come out and say, hey, at this time he's not, I mean, that would show like something, I think. I mean, yeah, obviously there's going to be something that gets thrown into it that's going to change everything, but like, I think it's important the way that they did it. But you
I
also have to
agree.
think of the fact of how they were killed or unalived. Are we talking in code still?
Yeah.
Okay. How they were unalived, and the fact that now they're saying it was a large, sharp thing.
Mm-hmm.
And based on all of the information I've seen about that, it would be very unlikely that the person would not have cut themselves.
Yes. And I would
So-
figure there would be DNA there.
Well, not
Of
even
it.
that, but I mean, you'd be able to like look at hands and you
Yeah.
know, and stuff like that if
Right.
that's the
Defensive.
potential.
Well, they said that one of the girls had defensive wounds on her hands.
It was Xana. Yeah. She her dad came out and said she fought for her life.
And that's the one that has the boyfriend.
Correct.
Okay.
So, I'll tell you my entire theory after we watch this.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go on. And if any of y'all want to come on panel, y'all are more than welcome to come on panel. By the way, thank y'all for being here. Hit that thumbs up button for me. If you want to become a member, I'd love to have you. The membership link is in the description. Okay, let me play. And this has no sound, by the way.
And that's them on the right. In the black jacket and then the gray sweatshirt behind that girl in the white.
Right
Yep.
there. And police identified this person, right?
Correct.
The one with the circle?
Yep.
Now, I know there's more, but I don't know where it is. Because I wanted to find the one where they were taking the selfie and they ran off.
Where they got the food, they took the selfie
Yeah.
to the Uber.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We like you spicy, Shay. And a hot mess. The girl's sister found all this footage, and the guy. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's the one who sent the footage to police.
Yeah, that's good though. I would
I will
definitely think there would be food prints, tracking
Okay.
blood, as well as DNA from the. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I think we need to like head over to conspiracy stuff. She's just dropping them too, left and right.
What are you talking about?
Like conspiracy's got quite a bit of like small
What-
1 to 2 minute clips.
So we'll just drop our channel.
I'm
Send
gonna
them
drop
in-
her channel, but I mean, there's so many
Yeah,
different.
just send them in.
links.
Well, whatever you think we should watch, put them in the private chat.
Well, I mean, good lord. Okay, I'm trying to think. Okay, 1 second. I'm sorry. I don't want to
No, you're
watch the
good.
whole food thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know if y'all want to. Okay. Let me.
Hey.
This is a real short one. I'll drop it. I don't know if you want to check it out, and then I can kind of go down the list of conspiracy.
Okay.
Aaron, can you drop conspiracy's link, or unless you need me to give it to you? I know you know how to do all this stuff. I need help. I'm not a hot mess. I'm a spicy disaster. Good Lord. Did you get the link in back chat?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Okay. I don't know if you have a way to pull up like on the side Conspiracy's channel, but like under her videos tab, you can kind of go up each one and see if like what you think by the title is relevant.
Oh, I
If you
see.
don't have access to do that, then I can certainly drop them for you, but you might find certain things are more intriguing to kind of discuss, you know,
Right. I got you.
you know what I mean, or are more on the factual side that you feel like you want to touch base on.
Right. Hey, Red Eye.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
You have anything to say before we get started on this one?
Not yet.
Okay. All right, let me play this real quick.
On November 13th, 4 University of Idaho students were found deceased in their off-campus home after being stabbed with a knife. The 4 victims, all in the home together, were identified as 21-year-old Kaylee Goncalves, Kaylee's best friend, 21-year-old Madison Mogan, 20-year-old Ethan Chapin, who is a boyfriend to 20-year-old Xana Kernodle. In a November 16th press conference, Police Chief James Fry said that they received a 911 call for an unconscious person around noon. He also said that the 4 victims that were home were stabbed with a knife and that there was no sign of forced entry or robbery, but that the front door was still standing open when they arrived. 2 additional roommates were also inside the home, and the police chief was careful to say they were not witnesses. Although no suspect has been named, police say that this was an isolated attack with targeted victims. Authorities are working to put together a timeline of the deadly evening. So far, they have determined that Ethan and Xana were at a party on campus that evening, while Madison and Kaylee went to a bar, later stopping at a food truck. The girls would later arrive back home around 1:45 a.m., just hours before the killings. The girls were caught on video filmed by the food truck operators, Grub Truckers, as a part of a live stream from Saturday night. They arrived at the truck with an unidentified young man who waited with them until they received their food. You will see him in a gray hoodie, a baseball cap, and a dark jacket. Madison and Kaylee ordered a $10 portion of carbonara from the Grub Truckers at 1:43 a.m. They waited 10 minutes, during which time they took photos of each other and chatted with others nearby. And although he arrives with them, the girls don't talk to him the entire time. And then after they receive their food, they walk off without him to the left. He throws his hand up as if they were supposed to come with him, and he's like, hey, what's going on? And he eventually walks off in a different direction to the right. The video shows them leaving at 1:53 a.m., and police say that they were killed sometime between 3 and 4 a.m. I know there's been some speculation about this young man possibly being Madison's ex-boyfriend. However, police have come out and confirmed this was not Madison's ex-boyfriend and that he has since been cleared. The full video of them at this food truck is about 10 minutes long, so I will upload that entire thing in a separate video. Fry said that they were undergoing autopsies on Friday and did not publicly identify the other 2 people that were in the home the night this happened. One day before the press conference, Ethan's father, Jim Chapin, said there's a lack of information from the University of Idaho and the local police, which only fuels false rumors and innuendo in the press and social media. His sister has also spoken out and told NBC that she doesn't agree with the belief that the slayings are isolated. Anything can be isolated until it's not, and until we have someone in custody, there's no way with any amount of confidence to say this is isolated. Someone did this with a purpose, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4. I don't know of anything scarier than that. When asked about this during the press conference, law enforcement said, we cannot say that there's no threat to the community. There is a threat out there possibly. He encouraged citizens to look out for each other and report any tips. We need to be vigilant. We need to watch out for our neighbors, he said. We need to continue to do that until we can close this off and make an arrest. Hopefully, after the autopsies come back, we will get some more details and information. Be sure to subscribe to follow along for updates on this case. Hit the like button and turn on the bell icon to get notifications for when I post.
Yeah, she's got like a whole bunch of different ones, but she has like the food truck ones and one zoomed in and then some other stuff that she's found on there too, Mal. But those are just kind of some quick clips. Of course, Deets has stuff too, but I don't know if you want to watch some of the actual new news stuff that's come out. I've seen quite a bit in the last hour or so, but I know they do kind of strike if you don't pause a lot.
The news ones.
Yeah, like the bigger anchor or bigger networks, like even if you're watching like a local station, you need to like, pause it as you're going through and commentate.
Even if it's like a 2-minute one.
No, I think you'd probably be fine, but I mean, anything maybe over like 4 or so minutes. Is that right, Red Eye? I don't know if he remembers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mal's on mute, so I don't know if she's talking or yelling at us.
Freaking talking. Yes, I was.
Or y'all like, shut up. Let me
No,
talk.
no, I was just like, I was saying what I was just talking about. I was like, I'm trying to find the latest news stuff right now. So just give me a second.
Okay. I can send you some in back chat easy
Okay.
myself, but
Alright.
I just wanted to kind of point out, like, that's always an option too.
KTVB has newer stuff. Thank you, Sharp Like Attack. Or
Okay.
Sharp Like Tech.
I've sent you some in Discord too.
Yes, I saw that. I need to send them to my Facebook so I can get them on. Oh, Tyler sent me something too.
I love Tyler.
You can use Discord from your computer, right?
Yes, but I don't remember what my logins.
Oh my gosh. What are we going to do when you get your new computer?
I'll remember it. I'll give you all my backup. Okay, I got it. I remember it now. I remember.
I always tell people that like Discord is a lot easier than you think, especially if you have a computer.
I think it's easy on the phone, but I also was in one before, so that's why when I first got in, I was like, "Can we add different channels for different cases?" And you guys were like, "No, that's too hard." I'm like, "Oh,
No, I like that. I like to do that.
was it you?"
I suggested that too, Mallory, and
Yeah.
whenever I said it to Mal, she was like, huh? And I was like trying to screenshot her like one of my other like podcasts. They're not on video, like how they do theirs, but they do it by city just for community. And she was like, "What? What's the channel to the server?"
But I did it with Jason
Oh, yeah.
Landry.
Yep.
Landry, I'm sorry.
Between you and Britt, like we're gonna give y'all Discord training.
Leave me alone.
I mean,
Okay.
Well, now.
What?
It does do a lot of cool stuff. Like, and I like the fact that the anonymity that you can have on there and have like your folks still join. So we can drop or Aaron can drop your link if they want to join it and talk. If they're catching you on replay.
It won't let me in. Do I have to put the number? Never mind. Just leave me alone.
Oh my gosh, Mel. I love you. But that's like always, all of our easy way to drop stuff before you do a live or you're just kind of case collecting.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I really do need to go in there though and like make sure that I fact checks. Most of the time I just like see something and I'm like, "Oh my god, what do you guys think?" And then like 20 minutes later it's like debunked and I'm like, "Oh, forget it."
Right.
Yeah. I can look at the other stuff in a minute. I'm Dottie right now.
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm Dobby from Harry Potter right now, and I'm putting all my laundry in the dryer. True crime and chores.
Yep.
I just got a new Dobby Funko Pop for my birthday.
What?
It's so cute.
You just made my heart happy. We got to talk Harry Potter later. What house are you in?
I haven't gotten that far.
What? We can't talk yet. You figure out what house you're in, then we'll talk.
No, mostly because I think I fit into many different houses. So
All right, I'll give you that.
Okay, Kara, I hear you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can, Aaron. You can put the link in there. Is that what you're talking about?
What?
Aaron.
Oh.
In the comments about the Discord.
Oh yeah, she can. I was actually telling Mal that I had joined Kara's true crime thing that she did, and I love talking with them and sharing stuff. You can have them all over the place, meet all kinds of people.
Yep.
Thank you for coming in, Kara. It's always good to see you, sweet friend.
Why did it bring me to this?
Okay, well, let's just start sending you some links, because then you can do that while we're looking.
Well, I'm trying to get this link from Mallory that she sent me. So,
Mallory, why do you have to be so difficult?
I sent the link in Discord. It's not on me.
I got it. Is there a video?
Might just be depends on which one you're looking at.
Oh yeah, I think there is. Is this it?
Yeah. I'm putting one in here too from the KT me, whatever it is. Call letters.
To go back
my gosh.
I sent.
I think this is the video.
I just dropped one in back chat, but you're not sharing your screen, so we don't know what you're doing.
Okay,
we can't deny or confirm.
I'm sharing.
Okay. I just shared from 2 hours ago, the link that dropped from KTVB. I actually watched this one before we came on, because right after that Court TV episode premiered, or segment premiered, a lot of the news stations started dropping right after that updates.
Oh, I see.
And
so I know.
Yeah, that from like 2 hours ago, I think was it last updated. So
okay.
Yeah. Has anybody in chat seen the new Court TV segment?
We begin with breaking news.
Put a 1.
Sorry, keep going.
I just want to put a 1 in chat if they've seen the new Court TV segment that came out tonight.
Oh yeah. I'm almost done with it.
You have, Mallory?
No, I haven't.
What? You saw the first one, right?
Yes.
Okay. The first was kind of a recap of the presser, and because I rewatched it as well to see, is there any big difference? But the second one was good.
Okay.
And the KTV episode I think is really good too. Segment, sorry. Damn it. Oh. I need a potty mouth tip jar.
They don't really do stuff like that. Damn and stuff like that. I don't think that's like a real big thing in YouTube. You know what I mean?
I know, but I'm trying to be better about it.
Well, I mean, you've heard me talk in my mouth, so.
I know. I even cuss in board meetings.
A lot of ones. People are saying they watched it twice.
The new one already? Good Lord.
You haven't watched it, Shay?
No, I did. I watched it. And I watched some of the new segments that are coming out. Maybe then we should watch the news segments.
I've watched
like the TV
bigger news things, but not not that one specifically.
Oh, I love all the Harry Potter lovers. Yay! I'll respond soon. I'm curious what the chat wants to go over then, too. Let's watch this and chat while we're watching this. Y'all put in here what y'all want to go over and talk about, because I think, Mal, you did some mapping, right?
Yeah.
And some other stuff. So we have things to go over, but it was just kind of doing the updated case coverage, right?
But it's just to show everybody the locations of where everything is. But I'm sure everybody has gone over that, but just in case y'all wanted to see it again.
You rock, Mal.
All right, I'll go ahead and play this. I'm going to speed it up a little, though. Can I not?
focus on the U of I student murders and the search for their killer. We have brand new information since our last newscast at 5 o'clock on what could be the key to this complex investigation.
A new interview just into the 4 News Now newsroom with Idaho State Police. And the question many of our viewers have asked, what's the story with the other 2 roommates who were home early Sunday morning?
You have not ruled out the 2 surviving female roommates.
Correct.
You have not ruled them out as suspects?
Correct. So let me clarify that. No one has been ruled included or excluded as a person of interest and or a suspect. Everyone is still being investigated.
Are they
Hold up. He just said everyone is included, like is a suspect or a witness. So does that mean the guys at the food truck, are they considered a witness or a suspect, I guess? Not a suspect because they cleared them.
Yeah, so I think since this specific interview, someone has put out a statement saying that they are not suspects.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Conspiracy did a little segment on it that I was mentioning, but that's what Mallory's saying, like, because it's so new, like, things kind of keep dropping pretty quickly, and we're just trying to make sure that we're
getting factual information.
Yeah, like hearing it from like one of the officials themselves or seeing the
Yes.
quotes.
Well, the hard thing too, though, is also that it's different people saying it. So, like, this guy who's the Idaho State Police or whatever, he's saying, no, we haven't ruled anyone out. We haven't ruled anyone in. But then there's like an official person that on like email is emailing saying, no, these people are not suspects. They've been ruled out. So
Mhm.
2 different official people are saying 2 different things.
Right. What do y'all think, chat?
Yeah, you kind of have to take, like, they're not going to, no one's going to throw out there in an official capacity that no one's a suspect if they still have some skin in the game.
Inkling.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So,
All right. I'll go ahead and keep playing. Sorry, that just caught.
witnesses?
They are working and talking with detectives, and they have been cooperative, very cooperative with detectives.
ISP won't say who called 911 and would not confirm who found the bodies. ISP says protecting what the young women are telling police could be the key to the entire investigation, and they're hoping the roommates can fill in the timeline between when the murders happened and when someone called 911. Here's what else ISP told ABC News late this afternoon. They confirmed this is a large investigation, a large crime scene inside multiple levels of this home. ISP would not say if they think it's one killer or more than one.
Did you Mal, did you get the link in the back of chat that I sent you?
Yeah, I'm getting it now.
Okay, cool.
And thank you for joining us here on the news at 6. I'm Shira Matsuzawa, and just into the newsroom, we have new details about who is not a suspect in the murders in Moscow. We got a news release from the city of Moscow just a short time ago, minutes ago, in fact, and it's been 5 days since 4 University of Idaho students were found dead inside their home just off campus. And let's bring in investigative reporter Morgan Romero, who has been going through that press release or that news release. Morgan, what have you learned?
Well, first and foremost, Shira, at this time in the investigation, police are saying that the 2 roommates who were home at the time of the attack are not considered to be involved in the crime. So that was a lot of speculation on social media and a lot of questions that we had. We knew they were home when the attack happened. We also knew that they were home when police got there. Now police saying that they do not believe they're involved in the crime. As we've been previously reporting, they were also not hurt and they are fully cooperating. Also important to note, neither is the young man who was seen with Madison and Kaylee in this Twitch video from the food truck that we showed you on the news at noon and the news at 4. Again, speculation around that as well, that perhaps he was involved in some possible way, but police saying again, at this time in the investigation, they do not believe that he is a suspect or person of interest or involved in the crime. The coroner is also saying that likely all 4 of the victims were asleep. Previously, we said at least some of them were asleep. Now we're saying it's likely all 4 were. There was also no sign of sexual assault. We know Kaylee and Madison took an Uber from this food.
Real quick, because I'm gonna pause it real quick. Right then, I did notice he like threw his arm out in the air. and then they looked over that way, but they did go different directions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there have been other people that have like come out. Well, it was like on TikTok and stuff saying that they were the ones talking to that guy, and thought it was. People are saying it was more of the situation like maybe he thought he was gonna get lucky that night and
Got you.
was chilling, like was kind of hovering, thinking he was gonna go home with them. Then he's like, "Oh, there they go." So they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go after them," and then he's like, "Oh, they got into an Uber."
That makes sense.
Like,
That makes sense.
but that's just a theory. So,
Right. Okay.
Food truck where you're seeing this video from to their house on King Road. Ethan Chapin, one of the victims, we're also learning, did not live at the house at the time. He was just visiting. As we've been previously reporting, he was with Xana Kernodle that night. As part of the investigation, detectives took stuff out of 3 dumpsters on King Road near the house to locate any possible evidence. Detectives also contacted local businesses to determine if a fixed blade knife specifically was bought in the area recently. Moscow Police Chief James Fry says this Twitch video that you're seeing is really helping give them the time and space of where Maddie and Kaylee were leading up to their deaths. We also learned from police in this news release that they sent out, detectives have received about 500 tips. They've interviewed 38 people so far. They're also disselling a lot of information. I have this press release printed off. They are going through a lot of things that they've been seeing on social media, questions that they've been getting, and they're dispelling some of those rumors as well. And so, as we've been saying this entire time, oftentimes when there's silence in a case like this that has so much public interest, a lot of people fill that vacuum with speculation and rumors. And so we here at KTVB are really trying to stick to the facts as well. And I think that is a big reason why law enforcement put out this press release this evening after a couple days of not a lot of new information. Yesterday, the coroner's office released the autopsies, and they found all 4 victims were stabbed to death with a knife early Sunday morning. They don't have the exact time that they were stabbed. Police have not found a suspect or suspects. They don't have any people of interest right now. Again, reiterating, they cleared those people they mentioned, the roommates, as well as the boy seen in the video with them. Earlier, police put out a clear picture of the hours before the attack. They released a timeline today and the locations of where all 4 victims were before they were murdered at their home on King Road in Moscow. Take a look. This horrific attack on 4 college students happened less than a mile from the University of Idaho campus. Sororities and fraternities and their out-of-houses are mostly centralized in this area. New information from Idaho State Police reveals 2 of the victims, Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle, were together Saturday night, November 12th. They went to a Sigma Chi fraternity party across from their home on King Road from 8 to 9 p.m. The other 2 victims, Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan, were at the Corner Club on Main Street. It's about 1.5 miles away from the home on King Road. Police say they were there from around 10 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. After leaving the bar, the girls went to the Grub Truck just down Main Street from the Corner Club. It's about a 6-minute walk. They're seen in a video from the food truck, ordering food around 1:40 Sunday morning. U of I students tell us it's a common weekend routine to go from the Corner Club to the food truck. Idaho State Police says all 4 victims were back at the King Road house, a little more than 1 mile from the food truck, by 1:45 a.m. Sunday, November 13th. What unfolded after that is unclear. It wasn't until noon on Sunday police received a call of an unconscious person. When they got to the home on King Road, they found the 4 victims, Ethan, Xana, Kaylee, and Maddie, dead. They confirm all 4 were stabbed early Sunday morning. The Latah County coroner tells us all the victims could have been killed with the same knife or a very similar knife. Police say they haven't yet found the weapon. And we're also learning through this press release that the identity of the 911 caller has not been released at this time. We will continue to work towards finding that information. Also, just into the newsroom, the Alumni Relations Organization emailed Vandal alum this evening saying that along with more police presence on campus and in the town of Moscow, the University of Idaho brought on a private security firm to beef up the regular campus security team. And also, any student, employee, or visitor can get a security escort on campus day or night if they're choosing to be there, if they're either waiting until tonight to go home or this weekend, or if they're staying throughout fall break because they can't.
I don't want to get copyright.
did see something in chat. Hang on, let me go back to it. To Blue Petunias about the Facebook post that was shared. I do believe that was a fake post. So I believe the consensus that everyone has come to was that it was a fake post that was made, and it was not actually written by the roommate.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine though if it would have been real? Oh my god.
Mm-mm.
Did you see that, Mal?
No.
I'll send it to you in Discord. There was a post that went up of someone that supposedly had screenshotted one of the surviving roommates' posts on Facebook about what she saw and why she never came forward or why she didn't call the police and all this stuff, and saying that they were tied and not able to speak due to some stuff stopping that. And it ended up, I believe, being someone that made a fake profile and writing it.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was icky.
I'm gonna play this other. When is this one from, Shay? Today?
In the last hour.
Oh, okay.
This one just came in the last hour, and then I think what we should do is after this go to conspiracy.
Okay.
And look at her last 3 videos. There's like 2 of them are 2 minutes and one of them is a 5-minute, and kind of can like put some of that new update together of what's out there on top of what we just are getting from LE and the news, and kind of see where we're at, because this is a really hard one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay.
I like seeing everything. I very much enjoy watching stuff and like reading and talking about it, because you just never know what you're gonna miss.
I do too. Do people that do that shit get in trouble with law enforcement? It seems like they should. That could really hurt an investigation.
I don't think so. I mean,
yeah,
technically it's free speech. It's just morally icky.
Right.
I mean, I think it would depend on if they had an inside source or they worked somewhere where they would get information that was accurate, then there could be some type of criminal element to it. But I think someone just making a fake profile and everyone taking it, I mean, anyone can make a fake profile and put information out there. It's just luck if someone were to take fake information. So
Yep. All right. Should I start at any point, Shay, or should I just play from the beginning?
You can play it. Hold on. Jody said, I don't know if y'all saw this one about a dog. Any mention of the dog I saw in videos?
Yeah, I saw people were saying that the dog survived. There was a dog there.
Yeah, they have a dog.
Oh.
I believe it was Haley's dog, and I believe she shared it with someone, because I know they were saying that the other owner came and got the dog after the fact.
Okay.
If what they say is true about it being a party house, I mean, the dog's probably very used to random people coming in.
Right.
Or it could be the other roommates too.
And I don't know how much you want to show, but I know like Daily Mail and a few others have some crime scene photos outside of stuff that they can see without impeding on an investigation.
I agree. Okay. I'm going to play it. Oh, what did you say anything about me starting at a certain time, or just start from the beginning?
You can start this from the beginning, yeah.
Okay.
This is a timeline. The reason why I kind of like to listen to different news channels and I enjoy those 5-minute ones is because they may have been the one to ask a different question that we hadn't heard yet. So
I agree.
I kind of like, okay, let me see how they're going to communicate that.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for Crimetimewithmal News at 6. I'm Cody Prompter. Martin Waiting are on special assignment tonight. We'll hear from them in a few minutes. But first, let's get right to some breaking news on the murder of 4 University of Idaho students. Moscow police now say the murders happened while the victims were most likely asleep. Crime2's Kyle Simchuk is joining us now live in the studio tonight. And Kyle, what can you tell us at this hour?
Well, Cody, Moscow police just put out new information. They still don't have a suspect, but they have started to rule some people out. Tonight, authorities are also dispelling some rumors being shared online. New details are emerging in the stabbing deaths of 4 University of Idaho students. Tonight, the Latah County coroner says the 4 students were likely asleep. Some had defensive wounds, and each victim was stabbed multiple times. Authorities found no sign of sexual assault. Moscow police say at this point in the investigation, they do not believe the 2 surviving roommates or the man seen standing near a local food truck were involved in the murders. Police also addressed rumors swirling online claiming the victims were gagged and tied, saying those are not accurate, and the identity of the 911 caller has not been released. Detectives say they've received nearly 500 tips, which are being processed, investigated, and cleared. 38 people who may have information about the murders have been interviewed. The whereabouts of the killer and the knife used are still unknown. Detectives seized the contents of 3 dumpsters on King Road to look for evidence. Police have also gone to local businesses to see if anyone recently purchased a fixed blade knife. Anyone who saw something suspicious, has video surveillance, or can provide relevant information about the murders is asked to call the Moscow Police Department. And a lot of resources have been put on this case. 128 members of law enforcement, including 46 FBI investigators, all on the ground in Moscow trying to figure out who did this and why. Cody.
Kyle, thank you so much. And tonight we're getting more perspective on this high-profile case from a man who spent decades working alongside the FBI. Chris Bertram's an associate professor of criminal justice and says the fact a knife was used is unique, given the fact mass killings usually involve a gun. He says detectives will have to examine where the victims were stabbed and whether the attack was an overkill. On top of looking into the victims and what was going on in their lives leading up to the murder, Bertram says police are likely focusing on the people they knew.
Somebody that saw them, somebody that went to school with them, somebody that associated with them in the community or at work or in some type of endeavor, and they became fixated on them. And we have to look at that. Or, as in some cases we look with school shootings, was this based on peer rejection or social rejection?
Bertram says police may also be asking around to see if anyone close to the victims had a fascination with knives. Now, in other new developments tonight, the Idaho State Police released a map roughly outlining where the students were late Saturday night going into early Sunday morning. At this hour, they're hoping it'll help the public remember any information that will prove helpful in this investigation. Crime 2's Amanda Rowley has been in Moscow tracking this story all week long, and she's joining us from the crime scene tonight with that newly released timeline and map.
Investigators are still trying to piece together where the 4 University of Idaho students went the night before they were found in their Moscow home, stabbed to death. Investigators are hoping the map released today will provide additional tips from the community.
The map details the night of Saturday, November 12th into the early hours of Sunday, November 13th. It highlights locations and approximate times when Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan were in downtown Moscow, while Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle were at the Sigma Chi house. Investigators believe Madison and Kaylee were at the Corner Club on Saturday from 8 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Sunday. Then they were at the Grub Truck on Main Street at 1:40 a.m. 5 minutes later, the map says they returned to their home on King Road. I drove that route this afternoon, starting at 4th and Main and ending at the King Road home. With some light traffic on the road, I arrived at the house in about 3 minutes. This suggests it's reasonable to believe Madison and Kaylee traveled by car from the food truck, but that detail has not been confirmed by police. Investigators also say Ethan and Xana were at a party at Sigma Chi from 8 to 9 p.m., then returned to the home on King Road at 1:45 a.m. The fraternity is a short 3-minute walk from the house, but still, there is a 5-hour gap on their location between the party and arriving at home. Investigators hope someone might remember being at or near the locations they've identified around the same time and potentially saw something suspicious or relevant to the investigation. Police are asking those people to call the tip line or email with that information.
This is all good information, but it brings up even more questions, such as, did investigators use the students' cell phones to identify the locations and times on this map? Did Madison and Kylie walk or drive or get a ride back to the home? And did Xana and Ethan spend only 1 hour at the Sigma Chi fraternity? I have several calls into Idaho State Police and other local authorities working this investigation. I have not heard back, but we will continue to press for answers as this story develops. Reporting in Moscow, Amanda Rowley, Crime 2 News.
Amanda, thank you so much. And just into our newsroom, Moscow police said Maddie and Kaylee took an Uber home from the food truck. We don't know if police have spoken with the driver. In the meantime, as we continue to look ahead, the Coeur d'Alene, Texas Roadhouse is holding a fundraiser in honor of the 4 victims, with some of the proceeds going to their families. Xana Kernodle was a server at the restaurant before moving to Moscow. In honor of her, Texas Roadhouse is donating 10% of sales to the families of the victims. The event takes place Monday, November 21st from 3 to 9 p.m. New today, there's now an email for any information and to help with this case. They set up a tip line for people to call if they have any information about the investigation. That phone number and the email both on your screen right now. The Idaho State Police says they've seen an increase in tips since this week's press conference.
I have so many questions.
I know, I do too.
I'm sorry if I'm not commenting so much because I've just been digesting it. That's
I know,
usually
I
kind
have
of what
been
I
too.
do the first week.
Yep. I know, it's a lot to take in because I have so many questions. So on conspiracy, we've got the food truck guy, not a suspect video.
Yeah, I saw that
The
one.
food truck or guy from food truck video speaks out. Do y'all want to watch that? That's only a 2-minute video.
Yeah. And then she's got the roommates were not 911 callers, so I think those two would be interesting.
Yeah. I do
Because we
too.
see the timeline released, but at least the 2-minute ones would be nice to know. And I think that there's just gonna we just kind of have to like hurry up and wait at this, or I mean that's like kind of a hurry up and wait, you know.
Right. Okay, so people are saying they want to watch that. Okay, so let's watch that. And again, is Erin still in here? If she can drop.
Yeah, Shorty and Tyler are. Do y'all know how to drop the links?
For conspiracy.
Okay, I'll get it ready in case they don't. But yeah, I do like seeing the statements though of people that have been speculated on in the social media side, because I kind of I like to validate but also debunk, because I don't like the cloudiness. That just doesn't work well with me.
Hi, Care. Oh my gosh, welcome. Sorry. Hey, Corey. I know I don't know what to think either. Sorry, Shay.
Oh, you're totally fine.
I just completely cut you off there, boo.
You're fine. I think chat's thinking the same thing. Like even Shorty says, the more videos I watch, the more questions I have. And I know I'm the same way. I'm a total media indulgent, and I've tried to start learning Reddit more too. And I mean, even like just Twitter to news articles. It's like, oh, this one is going to be one that like, I don't want it to get as wild and speculative like
I don't either.
recent cases, but we also have to respect that law enforcement is taking new approaches because of technology and advancements that, you know, keeping things closer to the chest can work out. And hopefully it will for, especially in the Delphi case that has recent updates.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll check what Tyler wrote in Discord.
I am. That's literally what I just, she sent me a private message. I think of this, she sent me a private message of a link.
Is it the one with the picture of the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
On Twitter?
Yeah.
And this on Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is on Twitter. Okay. So we will, I forgot my login on Twitter.
Girl. Oh
It's
my
all on
God.
my phone, but we can still do it. So
here did Tyler drop it in Discord?
No, no, I still got it. I got it pulled up.
Okay.
We're set. Okay, let's watch this. Reddit will take you down some holes. No kidding. I'm so happy you're here, Care. Thank you, Tyler. Hey, small town, welcome. It's okay. I'm glad you're here. Better late than never, right? Okay. Not that one. Hold on. Here we go. I love her intro.
Welcome back to my channel. We know that Madison and Kaylee were seen in a food truck video live stream, and I wanted to share that the person that I have circled right here actually commented on one of Plunder's TikTok videos where she was sharing the food truck video. Commented pointing out that this was him in the video and says, I pointed to the girls. He told me he was making sure they got home safe, and I was like, well, they are leaving. Didn't know them at all, just happened to be in line together, and yeah, I talked to the cops. I had to physically go in because they didn't call me back. Someone asked if he knew the guy's name that was in the hoodie and baseball cap, and he responds, nope, don't even know his name. A bunch of people asked me, and truthfully, no, he was covered up pretty good, and I was just more casually waiting for food. Didn't look for detail. Seemed like a student. A couple of my friends told me he apparently lived next to the girls. He says, the only issue is he was one, their neighbor, and two, having issues already with them, apparently, what I've heard. So there is some speculation on a Reddit forum that this person's name is Jack, but there are two different Jacks, so I just want to make you aware of that. And Kaylee's sister does an interview with Inside Edition where she says that her sister called a Jack between 12:26 and 2:44 a.m. for a total of 6 times. She is actually the person who discovered the food truck video as well. Now, her sister did not specify a last name, so we don't know if it's the same person from the food truck video. Now, the alleged Jack from the food truck video apparently lives relatively close to the girls, so he could have just been a friend that was making sure they got home safely. There is a ton of speculation about him on the Reddit forum, so hopefully we get an update from law enforcement soon about who this person is. Thank you so much for watching. Please do me a favor and
Now, I do want to say real quick, he was, as he was walking away from the girls, he like pointed back as like he was talking to them or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it could have just been like friendly.
Yeah, like getting safe or something. What other one did we want to share?
Did you share the one that Brittany shared with us? Okay. Okay, let's show one more of conspiracies real quick. It was the one about the roommates.
Not 911 callers.
Yeah. And then
Own every
Yeah.
and then I put in the back chat the Twitter document from Tyla. So I'm going to be dropping stuff in there from Discord.
Yeah, I have that. The house one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that pulled up already.
Oh, look at you, got your login, girl.
It's on my tabs.
You just said that like totally cool. It's on my tabs. All right.
All right. Oh god, I love that movie. What am I looking for? Okay, I got it. Just kidding.
On November 13th, 4 University of Idaho students were found deceased in their off-campus home after being stabbed with a knife. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about the roommates. I previously posted all of Kaylee's TikTok videos, and in one video, she has of all the roommates.
Murphy, you've been a bad boy! It's 9:10. Guys, can anybody drop me to class? I'm fucking late for my meeting. I'm supposed to be there 10 minutes ago. Did anybody do their chores today? Fuck, I'm just gonna do it. Oh shit, you guys, it's 8. Gotta go, Jake's calling. Oh, Jake's calling. Oh my god, I look horrid. Oh, Murphy, you look so cute. Get out of here. You seriously gotta get out of here. You're fucking stinking this shit out. Hey guys, I know I talk about myself a lot, but like, what would you guys do in my situation? Dana, where are you going? Yeah, I gotta go pull you out. Failed trauma already. Does anyone do like a wine night? Like, let's just do a wine night.
Yo, is it okay if I have a party? Like just 3 or 4 people at most.
So that was all of them pretending to be each other, and I noticed this in an article. 2 other female roommates were at home the time of the stabbings, and they were not hurt, Moscow Police Chief James Fry said on Wednesday. It was not a hostage situation, he added. The roommates were home when police responded to a 911 call for an unconscious individual at the home at about noon, Fry said. The roommates were not the 911 callers, according to Idaho State's police spokesman, Aaron Snell. The surviving roommates have not been ruled in or out as suspects, Snell said Thursday, adding that they're working and talking with detectives and they have been cooperative, very cooperative. So I just thought that was interesting that the 2 roommates were actually not the ones who called 911. So who was it? And is law enforcement going to release this 911 call? It makes me wonder too, were the other roommates still sleeping? Did they sleep the entire day? Did they stay in their rooms the entire day? What is going on with this case? So just out of curiosity, let me know in the comments below, do you think the other 2 roommates could be suspects, yes or no? Thank you so much for watching.
I'm so confused. Like, I just have so many questions. Like, chat, what do y'all think? What do you think? Panel, what do you think?
What's questions that you have?
Just like, who was the 911 caller? Was this stalker real that Kaylee had?
Yeah, I don't have answers to those ones.
Yeah, see? Thanks, Mallori. Appreciate it. Okay, so Tyler sent this to me. Yeah. So Tyler sent this to me. It says the victims were found on the second and third floor of their home. The first floor is where the surviving roommates were sleeping. It is mostly considered a basement. This could explain why they did not hear anything, which makes perfect sense.
And I
So
also
this
was the sliding door on the second floor that they were suspecting the person got in through.
Yes. Okay, so they got in through right here. This is where the roommates were. This is
this is allegedly.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The couple was on the third floor.
Yeah. Now somebody said, I saw an article. I'm looking for it. I put it in my notes.
Mallori dropped in Discord.
Me?
Yes. She dropped the actual press release, the presser.
Okay.
That was shared with the news. Just kind of reading through it, but it's a quick read. It's like a small 2 pages.
Yeah. And they were found in their bed. That's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Okay, I'm coming.
And you said, oh, wait, never mind. I need to check myself 1 second.
It said that Ethan and Zaina were found on one floor, and Maddie and Kaylee were found on the other floor. I don't remember which.
I don't think they've actually ever stated, but I think
know that's what the dad stated, or somebody close to them.
Yeah, I meant like which floor who was on, because I know there's been some controversy on whether it was the first or the third floor that was involved, but I believe that people have shown that a sign that was in the background of Kaylee's TikToks could be seen in the third floor window on one of the other pictures. So people were saying that they believe that Kaylee and Maddie were on the third floor, or the
Yeah. Well, I think it came out that either Ethan's family or Zaina's family said that they were on the second floor.
Okay, so then yeah, it would be the 2 girls were on the third floor and then the couple were on the second floor.
Yeah.
But then that twists my whole thing, because I always was leaning towards the fact that one of the 2 girls would have been the main
target.
Yeah, especially because it was Xana's family that said she was the one that fought back.
Right.
So in that aspect, you would assume she'd be the last one that was attacked, because if she fought back right away and was screaming, then everyone else would start, you know what I mean? Like the ones that were attacked.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yep. Let me get this other one.
Is Red Eye still there?
Red Eye, are you here?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still here.
He's either really quiet or really talkative, but I know he likes to absorb.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
No, I'm just listening in and watching everything, because I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to like
process everything.
Yeah. It's kind of difficult a little bit, but then at the same time, you think whoever did it is very slick at what
Right.
they were doing. Like some people were thinking that it was like just right. It felt like it was just right out of a thriller movie. It's
Yeah, it really was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rep Mom has a theory below, and then I posted a note for you on back chat too.
Okay. Let me.
I just think it's hard because of all the information that most of the time when cases like this happen, all of us individually have a feeling of what we individually think happened. And I think because of all the information coming out with this case being so out of right field, not a left field, I don't think any of us have like a solid, I think this is what happened. And I think that's why this case is throwing everyone so hard.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Small Town. I know that was a while ago. I had it started and I honestly, ADD kicked in, but thank you, Small Town. I know you don't care if I shout you out, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let me put Rep Mom's comment back on there. Sorry, Mallory.
I was done.
God. I can't with you. I'm done. I'm done.
I was done. I put a period at the end of a sentence when I'm talking because I blast.
All right.
Talk, and then all of a sudden I'll just stop talking, and in my mind I'm like, oh yeah, I killed that sentence.
Yeah.
Like, and
so Rep Mom says, what I heard is the intruder came in through the sliding door on the second floor, so he would have taken out the couple first and gone to the third floor to the other two girls on first floor unharmed, allegedly. Yeah, I could see that. Is it true that two of the girls worked at a bar together? I heard that too.
They worked at, it was a family-owned restaurant.
Yes. I did hear that.
But it was Anna and Maddie. So it wasn't the two that were in the same, like it was the girl that was dating Ethan and one of the girls on the third floor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Stop talking if I start blabbing too much.
No, you're good. Wait, is there? Oh, bye, Aaron. Thank you. Have a good night, babe. Okay, let me play this.
911. We're learning that the caller was not, repeat, not either of the two roommates who live in the house and apparently slept through the massacre. So the mystery is, who did make that 911 call to police, and how did that person make the gruesome discovery? I spoke with County Prosecutor Bill Thompson.
It's an essential part of the case. Whoever discovered the scene first, whoever initiated the contact with law enforcement is all part of understanding what occurred and the timeline of what occurred.
He told me the two roommates may have critical information.
The investigators are already talking to them and trying to get from them everything they can possibly remember about what they may have seen, what they may have heard, what their activities were, what they know about the activities of their housemates.
A new wrinkle, former LAPD detective Mark Furman, yes, that Mark Furman from the O.J. Simpson trial, now lives in Idaho and is claiming that victim Kaylee Gonsalves had a stalker.
I talked to one student, and I agree with this. It was twice removed from the person that said it, Kaylee. But Kaylee 2 months ago complained about a stalker.
Only when this social media video shows all 5 women in the kitchen of the house they shared. We're learning that the killer, for some reason, bypassed the rooms where the 2 young survivors were sleeping.
Their story was they heard partying, they heard noise, but they just, as usual, said, there's partying going on. They locked the door.
Another mystery, where was Kaylee's dog the night of the killings? Why didn't his barking wake everyone up? Autopsies on the 4 students found each had multiple stab wounds. Some had defensive wounds, showing they fought with the attacker, and there was no sexual assault. County Coroner Kathy Mabbutt is describing the murders as personal.
Were they found in beds?
Yes, there were multiple stab wounds. The fatal ones were to the chest area or the upper body area.
The father of Xana Kernodle says her wounds show she fought for her life.
Bruises and just, maybe hurt by the knife or whatever. She's a tough kid. Whatever she wanted to do, she could do it.
And we're learning that another victim, Madison Mogan, had planned to spend Thanksgiving with the family of her boyfriend, Jake Schreiger. His mother says his world has been turned upside down. There's growing anger over the progress of the investigation in Moscow, Idaho. Madison Mogen's aunt says the lack of information, statements from left field, and lack of outreach to the public to gain information has made this even more painful. On a typical weeknight, Main Street in this small college town is bustling, but not tonight. So many people are fearful over these 4 brutal homicides that many students have left campus and returned home, leaving Moscow, Idaho, a virtual ghost town. I found University of Idaho student Grace Martin, who lives across the street from the murder scene, as she joined the exodus of students heading home.
Living next to the crime scene, it feels very dark. Like there's like kind of a spirit of death around a bit.
Abigail Spencer, news editor of the campus newspaper, says the lack of information is fueling fear.
They keep saying it's an isolated incident, but if we don't have an idea of who it is, nobody knows what to look out for. No one knows how to keep themselves and their friends and family safe.
That was an interesting one. I hadn't
Yeah.
seen that.
I haven't seen that either. And Dylan is a girl, yeah. If you go to it's okay, Aaron. Just go to sleep, babe. Okay, I'm gonna share my other screen. Do I play the whole video?
No, it's like the first part of it. Like she'll
Okay.
do maps, and the last part is the video footage from the food truck. So, I haven't. I mean, I don't know. It's up to you. I've seen that video footage so much of the food truck.
Yeah, we'll just play the maps.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we go here, I'll just show you this, and then we're going to look at the food truck video. All right, so this down here, it's not 712 Queen Road. It is here. It's 1122. There we go. This is the house. Okay, I don't know if I can move that, but this is the house right here, 1122 King Road. So here's King Road. It's actually Queen Road, but it's interesting how it registers as King Road. You see, even if you hover over it,
mute?
yeah, it is. Here's King Road, Queen Road going loop around here, and that is the house. Okay, and then if we look at where they were last seen on surveillance footage at 1:53 in the morning, and they said they were murdered between 3 and 4. It was actually, hold on. Where's this garden place? I'll show you also how close the university is. The university is right here. All right, and then there's Mad Greek. And how close is this other place? Stand by. I'm just looking at one garden lounge. That one. Where are you? Moscow Bagel Deli. There's the Mad Greek restaurant. Oh yeah. Okay. So Mad Greek is where Zaina and Maddie worked. One article also said Kaylee worked there, but I'm not convinced. I'm not sure if you work there too. Let's quickly do this. Okay. All right. So here's the Mad Greek restaurant. And here by this garden lounge, see the garden lounge area? Look, wait, just put this away. The food truck says they are usually right by this garden lounge. Look how close that is to where they work as well, which is why I was saying, well, if they work there and someone was stalking them for a while, maybe obsessing over them for a while, you don't know. And I say them because yes, 4 people were murdered. But sadly, 2 or 3 of them could be collateral damage. We just don't know. If we just zoom out here, look at this Paradise Path, how close that is. And they say that suspect on September 12th was heading eastward after having an altercation with a group of people on Paradise Path. So Paradise Path is here and here. You see? So the thing is, if they encountered this person there and then they walked eastward, I mean, they're walking back in that direction towards this area, this general area. I mean, it could just be eastward to there or whatever. But I'm just saying it is eastward to this area. And we don't know if that guy, the main question there is, does he have a bike? Or did he get to this place on a bike? Like, how did he intercept the girls? Because we're going to look at the footage and you'll see the way they arrive is like, it looks like he arrived with them, but then they very quickly, the way they like spin around and the way they are is kind of trying to get away from him, right? All right, so, but you can see how close everything is. The way they worked, the food truck area, this garden lounge area, Paradise Path, where there was a group of students that encountered someone with a knife, threatening them with a knife, and there was that vandals alert on September 12th that was there and heading eastwards, and then their home, which they actually Ubered to get home, and the home is right here. So it's a 4-minute Uber from the food truck place. So top right-hand corner, okay? You see that girl there in the white hoodie? That's not one of the victims. They're going to walk in right behind her. All right, so here we go. Watch this.
No, it's amusing though. It's fun to watch other people.
Right there, look at him. Like he's right between them. It's just the way that he's moving here. It's almost like he intercepted them right there, I don't know. They say arrive together. This doesn't look very together. So here we go.
Have a good night. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks. I think I would like the car.
Okay, so can you see? I mean, the guy is standing right there in the background. Is it this? Here he is. Ooh, nice. That's what we're looking at. Yeah, I've got a new cool tool, Richard. So there is the guy, and here are the girls. So you gotta watch this guy. This is actually so fun. Oh my word! Like, if you guys get me started on this pen, look at me go. Look at me go. So if you see, he walked in like this. He just like walked in, intercepted them while they were kind of like two of them. He just went like ding, you know, and then they were like, damn, they walked this way, and then he just stands here the whole time. He just stands here watching them the whole time. It's so weird. Okay, let's see the entrance again. Wait. Here we go. Here we go. Watch.
No, it's amusing though. It's fun to watch other people get involved. Have a good night. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks. I think I would like the car.
So what you want to do is.
So you can see now, Kaylee is ordering the carbonara. Okay, $10 carbonara. Trying to use the points and everything. Ooh, let's get our pen again. I've just zoomed in so we could look at this whole scene. But there's like 4 views on the original Twitch stream. And so he's looking at her. He's like, oh damn, where's she going now? Right? Again, I'm just gonna go back for 1 second here so you can see what I mean. Watch him. Watch him.
I think I would like the
One thing, now y'all point out to me, I think it's weird that he like once they like he intercepts them and he like looks around and then fixes his hat right way and then pulls up his hoodie. Kind of like he doesn't want people to see his face or something.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I think too, if they wouldn't have come out and said he's not a suspect, I would still be thinking, ooh, he's sus. We have to definitely still look at him. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, did law enforcement speak to that guy and the other guy? Like this guy right here? Right here?
He
or
was
did
the
they
one
just
that, in the previous video, I don't know if it was Dietz that we were watching.
Yeah, that he came out and spoke.
And he was the one that came out on TikTok and said, I was just talking to him while I was waiting for my food. He seemed chill. He said he knew them and was making sure they got home safely. Is the guy in the brown hat that was talking.
Right, and he lives not far from the girls, allegedly, right?
No, so they're
So
saying
that was just
speculation.
I was just gonna say that was Conspiracy's video that we watched that on.
Okay.
Well, I've heard that the guy that everyone thought was the creepy guy was actually someone that lived near them, and people were calling him the neighbor at one point and all this stuff. But the police have come out and said that the guy that turned his hat around is the one that's not a suspect at this point.
Okay.
But he definitely, I mean, it's hard because he's a college kid, so he's going to act, if he's being suspicious, he's
Right.
gonna the same, like he might also just be an awkward college kid that, like I said, thinks he's gonna get some and is following them around and then doesn't. So I mean, he's suspicious either way, though. He's got to change that way he does that.
Yeah,
allegedly.
I agree. I didn't know if y'all wanted to see the rest of that because I know we've seen it before.
It's up to you.
I just really wanted to see, like, show y'all how close the distance was between where everyone was. And it had to have been either, I know some people were saying roommates, some people are still saying, like, the guy with the hoodie. Some people are thinking, like, maybe a stalker. Yeah, has anyone spoke with the Uber driver?
I know, I believe it was her sister, one of the girl's sisters, whoever was the
Oh,
one
yeah,
that found
tracked
this
it down, the
footage,
Uber driver.
yes, was able to get some type of doorbell cam footage and get the make and model of the car and figure out who the Uber was in there
Mm-hmm.
and give that to police. So I know they know who it is, and that they confirmed that they were dropped off at.
Right. I mean, 30-something people have been interviewed and questioned.
Yeah. I find it quite interesting that guy, if he was being suspicious in like a malice type of way, that if he's just going around being like, yeah, those are my friends, I'm just gonna make sure they get home safe. Like, why would you connect yourself to them if you knew you were going to go do something like that? You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So, and I mean, none of what these other people are saying could be true, and it could turn out to be a suspect in the end. But as of right now, he's not. So it's like, I just don't see why he would connect himself to it if what everyone is saying is true about their run-ins with him. But he is sketchy nonetheless. I mean, it was also cold there, so there could have been a breeze too. Unfortunately, when stuff like this happens, we all look right at everything and everything looks suspicious.
I agree. I dropped my email in the chat below. Any of my mods that are on here, if y'all could email me so I can get y'all, I'm creating a mods only chat or Discord. Shay, I already have created it. Shay, did I invite you in it? I think I invited you and Leslie.
I
I'd
don't
have
know,
to
but
look.
I don't know if Leslie's a mod, but
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
think you created one and you named it Missing Mondays, and then you created another Missing Mondays,
Yeah.
and then you kicked yourself off of it.
I privated it. I privated it, ma'am.
No, it's happened two
Red
different
Eyes
times.
will chuckle over there.
I've done that many times with some of my Discord stuff. I
See?
kick myself out.
I'm not alone here.
Oh, I know you're not. It's just funny because, like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm one of those people, like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen to me.
Yep. Yep. Same.
That 1 in a million, I'm it.
Yep. Well, I am the silliest. Erica knows. She sees all my Instagram stories, and I'm a freaking nut on those, let me tell you right now. But I'm a nut anyway. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a nut.
What you thinking?
I was reading Small Town Question. She said, has anyone looked at the girl in sweatshirt phone? I seen she took a picture at the food truck. Maybe it caught a better picture of him. Well, they know who he is. Wonder if she was taking a picture or a video.
I don't know.
Who, the girl you're asking about, or the girls when they got their food?
When they got their food.
I mean, it could have been a Snapchat too. It could have just been something where they're like, "Hi, I got the food," and it's like a video,
Right.
and they ran off.
Right. Well, that's all I got right now. That's all that's out. I really don't want to like dive too deep on speculations and stuff.
No, you're fine. I totally get it. I was just looking over myself.
Yeah.
That Ellie presser. Just
Mhm.
seeing like if there's anything different that they didn't convey on the videos that we saw.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I want that 911 call to be released. I'm so curious to know who called and why they're not saying who called. Like, there's just like, that's another question I have. Why are they holding that tight-lipped?
I think they're holding it tight-lipped, number one, because it has more to probably do with it than we think. But number
Right.
two, the original 911 call came in as an unconscious person, not people unconscious in a house with blood. So, like,
yeah, so I'm gonna read the article real quick, okay?
Okay.
Okay. This is from the City of Moscow Police Department. It says the Moscow Police Department is providing the following information to update the public on the known facts surrounding the 4 unalivings that occurred on November 13th in Moscow, or maybe it's Moscow, sorry, Idaho. On the evening of November 12th, Kaylee and Madison were at a local bar called the Corner Club and provided the street number in downtown between 10 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. on November 13th. At approximately 1:40 a.m., Kaylee and Madison were seen on video at a local food vendor called the Grub Truck off Main Street and used Uber from downtown to arrive at their residence at 1:45 a.m. Investigators have determined that Ethan and Xana were at the Sigma Chi House on the University of Idaho campus. At approximately 1:45 a.m., Ethan and Xana are believed to have returned to the residence. It was previously reported that Ethan resided at the home, however, it's been determined that he was only visiting. The two other roommates were at the residence at night. On November 13th at 11:58 a.m., officers responded to the residence after a 911 call reported an unconscious individual. Upon arrival, officers discovered Kaylee, Madison, Xana, and Ethan deceased inside the residence. Autopsies were conducted on November 17th. The Latah County coroner confirmed the identity of the 4 unalived individuals and their cause and manner of death as homicide by stabbing. The coroner stated that the 4 victims were likely asleep. Some had defensive wounds, and each was stabbed multiple times. There was no sign of sexual assault. At this time in the investigation, detectives do not believe the 2 surviving roommates or the male in the Grub Truck surveillance surveillance video was involved in the crime. Additionally, online reports of the victims being tied and gagged are not accurate. The identity of the 911 caller has not been released. As part of the investigation, detectives seized the contents of 3 dumpsters on Keene Road to locate possible evidence. Additionally, detectives have contacted local businesses to determine if a fixed blade knife had been recently purchased. At the time of this release, detectives have reviewed nearly 500 tips, which are being processed, investigated, and cleared. 38 interviews have been conducted with individuals who may have information about the unalivings. Anyone with this information about this crime is asked to call 208-883-7180 or tip line at ci.moscow.id.us. Excuse me. The Moscow Police Department is utilizing assistance from the Idaho State Police, the FBI, and the Latah County Sheriff's Office. From the police department, there's 4 detectives, 24 patrol officers, 5 support staff. From FBI, 22 investigators, 20 assigned agents located out of the area, and 2 behavioral analysis units, so BAU. Idaho State Police is providing 20 investigators, 15 troopers, a PI officer. So that's going to be the person who's delivering the information, and media. ISP Forensic Services and Mobile Crime Scene Team, 15 uniformed troopers to assist with the community patrols. Currently, there are no suspects in custody and the weapon has not been found. So that is what was released this afternoon that kind of started the media, kind of covering that update. So just on an actual printout that was shared, it was not a video presser.
Okay. Tyler sent me something on Discord I want to play real quick.
Sorry, that was a little longer than I expected.
No. I liked it. Oh, shoot.
It's good the proven information out there.
Right. Okay.
Do you need me to help get something for you?
No, I'm trying to get the timestamp that she told me to get.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
I find it ridiculous. Ellie said no reason to be scared. That they
Yeah.
don't have. Yeah, I agree. Sorry.
I don't like, and I got a message from, somebody that I said this in the beginning of the live, that somebody that has been to that campus several times and her friends go to that campus. They're all scared. I mean, everybody is scared out of their mind. I could not imagine.
I know. And I don't know if you got to read all of Michaela's notes in chat, but they're really good.
I need to look.
You want me to read off a few? While
Yeah.
you get that set up? All right. Kayla, Nicole, I see you, girl. I like hearing, what everybody's seeing, but she's saying still trying to figure out how one person read rums 4 people with a sharp object. They had to be asleep, but not one scream, and 2 others weren't touched. She said, I can understand a pew pew, but not a knife, hatchet, etc. Just, is it possible that a boyfriend of the other 2 girls who weren't touched did it? Again, yes. Oh, I did see that Ethan, the male that was unalived, he was a triplet. I saw that interview. That's really sad.
Yeah.
Unconscious, not soaked in blood. I think what I saw a good theory, and I can't remember who, maybe it was Delana, we were talking, or she shared that, I see Sarah M's, what she's saying is, when they're using it as a unconscious call was put through, I guess other people that have worked in dispatch may use different code words to like describe that, and that could be why that is the call that maybe locals or others can see on the public side of things right now. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to explain it.
Yeah.
So I get where she's coming from there. So there could be some reasoning, but it is interesting too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, y'all have great thoughts. I love reading everything too,
Yeah,
just
I do
because
too.
it makes you think.
If this was random. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it. Yours, girl.
Oh, were you gonna read it too?
Oh yeah, but you should talk. My voice is starting to go, so I'm gonna be
You're
quiet.
good. If this was random, the campus should be evacuated, but it's not. So I think they already know. Yeah. I feel like I think it's weird that the fact that they said that you shouldn't be alarmed, but then, and I thought later on they said like everybody needs to be vigilant. They need to stay aware of their surroundings, keep their doors locked, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
Right?
I think it has to do too with just the fact that
they don't
visually,
know who did it.
You never want to put out at any point that a known college town is a dangerous place.
Right.
And I think that's going to be a majority of the reason why they're not being as vocal as they should be about the danger in this situation. Because if they come out and they're like, everyone needs to watch their back, and we don't know if this person's going to do it again. I mean, that's going to hold over that town for a very long time.
Right.
Words themselves.
I agree.
But yeah, like Sarah M said, she said money signs. Yeah, they could potentially lose a lot, and the reputation of your school and everything is going to be in jeopardy when something like this happens, and you got to handle it the right way. And I think right now people are scared, and I think the police just should have been more straightforward and been like, it looks like this, but it could be this, but you all, like, we don't have the person in custody, so you need to do what makes you feel safe.
Right. I agree.
Play that video real quick, so you can have a quick break.
Thanks, Shay. Okay.
Type, they could make that determination. There was something at the scene that made them think that one of those victims was the target, but why? And I think it's time that they release at least the basis for that impression, because somebody might actually know something about one of the victims that they relayed before the murder.
Seems like so much of the information has been really, really slow to come out here. We caught up with Dr. Michael Bodden yesterday, forensic pathologist, who said that this gruesome scene that we've seen, the very graphic images of, Mark, should reveal more, particularly when it comes to possibly obtaining the DNA of the perpetrator. Because there can be slippage with the knife with this many stab wounds. I mean, horrific to talk about, but he said this yesterday.
When there's this many stab wounds and there's a lot of blood is very slippery, and sometimes the perpetrator is cut by the slippage of the knife, and some of the blood at the scene can belong to the perpetrator. And DNA will be able to evaluate that.
Hopefully that takes them somewhere with this.
All right. I totally agree, Sandra. And Dr. Bodden makes a good point about slippage. Blood is incredibly slippery. And in a battle with 4 different people, maybe 4 different times or some 2 at a time, there is a chaos. And you have to remember that the attacker is also trying to hold and fend off the victim with one hand and stab with the other. And sometimes his hand or forearm or even leg might come in contact with the blade. But there's another thing. The suspect is walking in blood. There should be a shoe print, a footprint, a boot print. There should be something at that scene that they cannot attribute to the police or the first responders that actually arrived. So that's important. The possibility that there's a 5th blood type / DNA there from the suspect's blood is huge. And I think that's what the FBI and ISP went in to try to find, to actually identify all the blood types. So these are important, but the targeted attack with the knife is a knife is a weapon of rage. And if one victim had, numerous stab wounds more than every other victim, then you could assume that the one victim was the target and the rest were collateral. But then you have to actually tell the public who was the target, because people talk before this incident. And I talked to one student, and I agree with this. It was twice removed from the person that said it, Kaylee. But Kaylee 2 months ago complained about a stalker.
And there may be something to that. Yeah, Mark, thank you so much. Very interesting. And you say the most important thing is that the murder rate in Moscow, Idaho is 0, which could have an impact in the investigation. Mark Furman, thanks. We'll call on you again very soon. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, Sarah, I'm curious about that too. Like, why were those, and did they just not know that they were down there?
They had their door locked.
They had their door locked.
Hey guys, I'm gonna jump down for a little while and spend time with my husband, but I'll catch up in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good night, guys.
Thanks, Shay.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.
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 So, wait, go to 30 seconds of that video, Tyler. Okay. Let me go back to this real quick.
Yeah, I did hear that. And that was, I believe they also said that was something that the girls always did, was because it was a party house. If they want to have random people falling down into their room, then they would always lock the doors.
Give your Subaru a little love with Subaru.
I'll play it one more time.
Michaela Nicole, I don't know who the landlord was, but it was not university property. It was technically off-campus housing, but it was rented out to students, and so were the other houses in the neighborhood. And the police said no forced entry. So Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a good thought, though. You got really good questions.
I know. All right.
I talked to alumni, some parents, not parents of the victims, but what I did learn is I knew about these two girls that were in the apartment, in the house, that at the exact time of the murder. And their story was they heard partying, they heard noise, but they just, as usual, said, there's partying going on, and they locked the door. It's interesting that they said they locked the door, and then I talked to more students, and they go, well, when you're in a house that has a party and you don't want to party, you lock the door so nobody comes in. But it does actually create some more of the timeline. Now we have Madison and Kaylee that went to a food truck at 3:43. So when I'm trying to reconstruct in my head the series of events, we know that Madison and Kaylee are alive at 3:43. They go back to the house. Was that food eaten? Was that food still in packaging? Was that food part of the attack where it was strewn all over the house? Was Madison and Kaylee attacked first, and Xana and Ethan hear the commotion and come down? I think it's interesting and really kind of disturbing that the police get there and immediately they say this was a targeted attack. And I think this is really important in this investigation.
Something just came to my mind, and I don't know if I'm way off. But what time did they say that Ethan and Xana came home?
Oh gosh, what time was that, Tyler?
It was like 1:45, correct?
Yeah, I think it was 1:45 is what they said.
So what if the possibility is that the person came in and unalived
1:41
then in their room and then sat and waited for the girls, and that's why there wasn't 4 people at one time?
Mm-hmm.
Does that
Yeah.
like
Tyler, I don't know why he said then Xana and Ethan came down, because they were on the first level and the girls were on the third level. So I don't know why he said that.
They were on the second level.
Or yeah, that's what I meant. They were on the second level and they were on the I just considered that the first level because it's the basement, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think the whole situation's hard because I think there's entryways into all 3 levels.
Yes.
Which makes it a little bit more open to possibilities.
Yep. Well, that's how like the house I grew up in, it was a ranch, but the basement, like you had access to it on the outside, you know?
Yeah, and the house I grew up in was the same way, except for you couldn't get to like the 3rd floor. So that's
right.
And I guess you potentially couldn't get to the 3rd floor at that house, but it has
a door,
deck, and a door where you could potentially. It's not like the deck was 20 feet off the ground.
Right.
But so let me see what Sarah's saying.
Let me actually. Are you talking about? Michaela, are you talking about the house of where it happened? I think that's what you're talking about. I have it right here pulled up if y'all want me to go into Google Earth.
That's a good picture. The other one too. That was the other one that was it Tyler sent us in the thing. I didn't realize that it was on.
Yeah, that was a good picture.
You know what I mean? Where like all of them are technically on a flat land, like all the levels. It's just they're on a hill.
Right.
That was new to me. I found that interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess my question is back to Sarah. Like, if potentially Xana and Ethan got home at 1:45, something could have potentially happened then to them. And then the girls weren't seen until 3-something at the food truck.
Right.
So that would give like enough time to like in between there. I mean, obviously them getting home at 1:45 doesn't mean that the person was waiting there, but that gives a time frame of where it could have just been the 2 of them, and then the other girls come home and the person's just like watching, or you know what I mean, and then potentially does it after they lay down or something.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't even think about the fact that there was such a big gap between when they both got home.
Right.
For potential.
Here's the house. So this is where Ethan and Zana were. And then the other two girls, Maddie and Kaylee. I drew a blank.
Yeah.
All very beautiful kids.
Yeah. Talking about mapping Creek Row are the apartments behind the girls' place through the woods. Be home, sweet home. Yeah.
And then I have it right here. If y'all want to see that. This is on Google Earth. It doesn't show the side of the house, but it shows the front of the house.
Shady bougie. Yeah, I believe that is the thought at this point, is that the person came in the sliding door. But then take into account that the police chief said that the front door was wide open, but I don't know where the front door is. I mean, is that considered?
Is that it?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, so it's like, I've heard that the person came through the sliding door, which would make sense as to how he or she, I don't know, didn't see the people on the first floor, because if they just went straight in and to the right, they might not even realize that people lived in the basement part.
Right.
Came at that angle.
Now, is this the basement, or is this the second level?
That'd be the second level.
I think that's the first level. And then it's like its own apartment down there.
And then on the other side, there's that sliding glass door from here and then there.
Right. And then there's another level up there, correct?
Yeah.
And it goes up on a hill, so like technically the two second windows are the second level. I think.
Yeah, so let me go back to the Twitter, because that will show the side of the house again.
Well, technically be the basement door.
Right, that's the basement door, but that I don't know if that's technically the front door, like what they're considering the front door.
Could be. Typically the front door would be on the
Okay,
side.
so there's the side. So that door we were looking at is on this side where my cursor is.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the doors to the second and third floor.
The front door.
Where did Dusty say that the front doors usually
So
look?
Dusty said that he technically thinks that would be the second floor.
What would?
The door, the front door.
With the driveway being in the back, I mean.
But if the driveway's in the back, then I would think
the basement door would be.
The basement, yeah. Like, okay, look. I'm sorry, I keep switching back and forth because
law enforcement called the front door.
Right, whatever. Whatever contract. Like Dusty's a contractor, so whatever he calls a front door could not be what law enforcement calls a front door. You know what I mean?
Knew what he was talking about in the background, so I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. But see, the reason why I think that's the front door is because you have all the parking.
Yeah.
It also has the numbers on top of the door, so it has
the address.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, look.
That's probably the one that
I know you can look it up on Zillow. I wonder if it shows you. I'm gonna look it up. Hang on.
Is that a big old hill in the back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, it goes up.
Well, then they're definitely going to call that basement door the front door.
Okay, he retracted that. He thinks that this would be considered the front door.
You don't think there's another door like directly in the opposite direction on the other side of the house?
Like this way?
Okay. Other than like the sliding doors, though.
This way.
Yeah.
To the left?
But like on the opposite side. So it would be like directly opposite.
That setup to me looks like
the
living room would probably be on the second floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they split it up into 3 different potential little room things.
Right.
Yeah.
for a college setting. So then it would be, instead of it being a basement, living area, bedroom area, it's 3 bedrooms.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Michaela, correct me if I'm wrong, Mallory, but I forgot what girl it was, if it was Maddie or Kaylee, but one of them did have a boyfriend. Yes. She was supposed to see over Thanksgiving break.
Yes, I believe it was Maddie.
Okay.
Maddie was dating a guy named Jake for about a year now, and his family came out and did an interview saying she was supposed to be going there for Thanksgiving. And then I know Kaylee had an on and off boyfriend / significant other. I've seen it both ways, but of like 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's in that other picture. Mal, can you zoom out on that one?
Yeah, I was just showing Michaela where the
that
ladder was.
I, for some reason, was thinking the ladder was over under the deck.
No, I
But
think that,
that's just another support beam.
yeah.
Okay. I wonder why that ladder's there.
I don't know.
When was this picture? Is this picture taken before all this happens?
I don't know when it was taken. Tyler, are you still in here? Do you know? The hill could let people peep and they wouldn't have known it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially because it looks like it's pretty wooded, even if they are.
Yeah. Like, all back on the left side of the house is really wooded. I'm going to annoy the shit out of y'all. Keep going back and forth.
So even the live footage, Tyler says that the ladder's still there.
Okay.
That's interesting because that's another way for the person, whoever it is, to get into the house.
Yep. And look at all those woods back here.
Yeah.
And there's a road right there. Let me zoom out again.
Who's to say they didn't just pull up in the driveway at 4 o'clock in the morning?
So,
can
you get back there?
That's what I'm just curious. Like, Tyler, did you happen to get the Zillow listing for the house? I'm sure I can just look it up. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. What was the address again, Mal?
1122 King Road.
And is it in Moscow?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it doesn't tell me the city.
I got it. 2,295 square feet, 6 bed, 3 bath. Dang. No wonder there's 5 people living in the house. It's like $3,000 to rent.
I want to see. Do you know how to share? Oh, I found it on Zillow. Are you looking at it on Zillow?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this it?
I can't see it.
6 bedroom? That's not it.
Yeah. 6 bed.
Is it?
Yeah.
That is it. Yeah, it is. Okay, let me share my screen to this.
The 2,295 square feet.
Dang.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, I'm not going to be able to see chat while I look at this, so Mallory, read chat for me, please. All right, so kitchen. That looks like stairs right here.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
good, Red Eye.
What?
Red Eye will just be in chat.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Red Eye. There's the door, the sliding glass door on the 2nd floor.
Okay, so that goes out to grass.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that all on the floor from that picture?
So the kitchen and all that. So it comes into the kitchen. There's the bathroom. I think that's on that floor. Bedroom. Is this on the
That-
third floor?
Yeah, that looks to be the third floor because it looks
Because
more
there's the balcony.
Yeah.
Okay. Bathroom. Laundry. Bedroom. That looks like the basement or the first floor.
That's down the hill.
Yeah.
So
Because
those are
there's right there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely the basement or the
Because-
first floor.
Yeah. I'm trying to think in the TikTok videos that they have, their living room is the one that's right next to a staircase going down, is what they have as their living room.
Yeah, I saw that. Right here. They were like right here.
Yeah, their living room is right to the like where the picture is being taken. Would they be sitting or standing in the living room?
Mm-hmm. That's horrible. That's horrible. You know.
So what we're looking at is not necessarily. This is just the Zillow, so it's from when it was for sale. That's why there's no curtains. I'm sure they've put curtains up since then.
Right.
So
I wonder if there's like a walkthrough. I don't think there is. $2,500. $3,000.
that's what I was saying. Thank God they have 5 people that live there that go to
6
college.
bedroom. That's a big old house.
I can see why it was the party house though. It's freaking nice.
Yeah, it is pretty. Very pretty house. It makes my stomach hurt knowing what happened in that house now though, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm going to pop off here. If anything else comes out, I'll hop on live. Not tonight. I don't think nothing will come out tonight, but like over the weekend, I'll come on live. And then next week, I want to
I read it.
do a yeah. Next week. So I'm going to have my 2 pre-records up on Monday and Wednesday, and then we'll have the live discussion on Friday about those 2 cases. But I think in the middle, either Tuesday or Thursday night, I'm not sure which one, I want to have a live discussion about Tiffany Valiante.
Okay. Wait, can I send you one more thing quick?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. It's from Red Eye. From Reddit, but
yes,
someone did. Where am I?
And just to let any of y'all know in chat, if y'all haven't seen the video about Tiffany Valiante, I have a video about her, and that's what we'll be going over in the live next week, along with 2 videos.
Just put it in Discord.
Okay.
The picture version of the link that Red Eye sent.
Okay.
And it's someone that drew like what the layout of the house was.
Yeah. Can y'all see that good?
You probably have to zoom up just to each individual thing. If you
Okay.
can't. Yeah, that's good. So I can look at mine too. It's kind of just showing.
It's kind of blurry on my end.
Yeah. So you have the rear, the patio.
Yep.
Bird's eye view. Okay.
This is the third floor, correct?
The third floor is going to be the top floor. Well, third. So that's the whole house if you're looking at it from up top.
Gotcha.
So technically, now we're looking at the third floor on the next one.
Victim was found on this floor.
Correct. And it looks like the third floor is literally like half of the second square and then with
Right.
patio. And then, yeah, like you can even see here where the patio is smaller on the other one. They like make a smaller patio under the word patio.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be that one with the deck, but there's no access to the deck. What's a wraparound deck?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So then they have one bedroom with the sliding door. Okay. Stairs, a hallway, a bathroom, and then the next bedroom. Which also still technically has access if it is on the wraparound porch.
Do we know which one it was?
What?
Where they were found?
Which
Just
bed?
said on the third floor, yeah.
That's the thing is, at least for the obviously Ethan and Xana were together, so I don't know which one of like their bedroom.
Maddie and Kaylee.
Yeah, I don't know who's up there, and I don't know if they were like in the same room.
Right.
Fell asleep like in the same room, or if this happened in two separate rooms, each individually, because I think that'll be interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
So then if you go to the second floor, there's two rooms, the living room, bathroom.
Hill access right here.
Rear
stairs.
Oh, yeah. Slider next to the kitchen. Okay, with access. Yep. Okay. Room, and then living room, stairs to the first floor. And then, so the front is just completely under the living room, bathroom, bedroom 2B.
Yep, this is this.
And then the rear floor
is
is above bedroom room 2A and the kitchen.
Yep.
Okay. Whoever did this is very good at doing this.
Yes. And then these are the safe girls. This is the back of the house.
Yeah.
The door to the right is bedroom 1. Stairs to the left of the door. Hallway goes into bedroom 1. Bathroom straight back.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Kaylee was 3B. Okay. So.
Okay. So she's the one with the sliding. Yes. Right. Okay.
Okay.
I did see that. Yes, because she was making TikToks next to the sliding door. With the dog.
So then Maddie was 3A.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Poor girls.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep sleuthing and looking, and I'm also going to start looking into your Tiffany case.
Yes, and right now, I'm going to, on the Discord, let me go to it real quick, because I'm going to, under the true crime one.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a channel for this. For any information we want to put in it.
Yeah. Okay. Michaela Nicole also just said if they came in from the rear, maybe they didn't even realize a lower level, which would explain why the two girls were safe. And yeah, like I said, if they did come in, that's a really good point. Like if they did come in through the sliding door, they may have just thought, oh, this is just the stairs to go down to where all the cars are parked.
Right.
And not necessarily, oh, there's 2 more rooms down there. So interesting. It'll be interesting to see if like Kaylee and Maddie were found together or if they were found separately in their own beds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're able to silently unalive someone, it would be easier to silently alive the next one, and then you know what I mean, versus
Yeah.
everyone together. So, but I'll be around if you need me. So, if you
Thank
need
you.
us to just send me a message or something, and I'll be around.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
I
for
appreciate it. No, anytime. I appreciate all your wisdom and your point of view. I love hearing it.
Yeah, I got a little backlash, I think, today on some of my point of view. Not on your channel, but it was good.
Well, I mean, not everybody has to have their own point of view. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And I think that's why I like your channel like that, because I feel like even if I say something that people don't agree with, they'll be like, "Oh, okay, I see it from your point of view. I don't agree, but I see it."
Right, exactly.
You know, so,
and I made a Tiffany Valiante tab and Idaho 4. So we got,
okay, cool.
Yeah, all those for the live. And Erica, did you join the Discord? If you want to, email me or send me an Instagram message and I'll send you the Discord info. But I'm going to go ahead and log off.
Okay. I'll let you
Thank you.
Tyler, I'll talk later.
All right, Mallory. Thank you so much again. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks again for having me. I had a good time.
All right, babe. I hope your ear starts feeling better and better.
Thanks. Yeah, it doesn't hurt anymore. It's just now it sounds like there's water in it constantly.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm just like, my mom will start talking to me and then I'll be like, what?
Yep.
Like, why can't you listen? And I'm like, I can't hear
I
you.
can't hear. Yeah.
Oh, but all right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Yes. Have a good night,
everyone.
babe.
Bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. Well, again, Monday, Wednesday, pre-record. I'll get with y'all on the community tab and on my Instagram stories about when exactly I'm going to do the live for Tiffany Valiante. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out that video I have on my channel. I just did it like within the last couple of weeks, so it won't be hard to find. And then we'll discuss on Friday night live video about the Monday and Wednesday case that I'm covering. So that will be about the Evansdale murders and Jason Landry. So give this video a thumbs up, or the live a thumbs up before you leave. If you want to become a member, I would greatly appreciate it. No pressure. If you can't, I completely understand. But if you want to, the link is in the description box. And I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a great night and a great weekend. Be safe, stay aware, and I love y'all. Follow me on Instagram also. If you're not, it's my channel name, Crimetimewithmal. All right, y'all. Be safe. I love y'all. Bye, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate y'all so very much. Bye, 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 bye.